Heyo. Coming at ya. Let's do this, peoples. Let's do this. Peoples of Earth. Good morning. Greetings. Salutations. Etc., etc. Settle in, everybody. Settle in. Let's get going here. Let's get this started. Come on, Z. Get it going. People want me to jump right out of the gates with the metaversal hijinks. Like I'm just supposed to wake up. I'm supposed to roll out of bed, get on here, and just start spurging out for all you lovely guys and dolls, which is pretty much what I do each morning. But we need to let it simmer sometimes. It's got to simmer. Let me get all this straight. Heyo. Well, when I went live, I had 999 subscribers. That's right, folks. You gotta watch, when you're a member of the Truthiverse, you can't just throw numbers out willy-nilly because people are going to interpret those type of things, like all the number counters, all the Gematria fans out there. They're going to say, oh, Z said 999. That's really 666 inverted. Z's Illuminati confirmed. Where's Pineal Power when you need him? Much love, Sean. Oh, he said 999. He's encoding the 666. Come on, people, give me a break. Like I said, I'm not going to rule Gematria out as a legitimate field of study, but you guys go a little crazy. But I saw as I was going live that I had somebody join. Yep. So it is 1,000, guys. It is 1,000 now. That's why I brought it up. Thank you, Jay. He saw. Jay knows what I'm doing here. You guys were all here live for the moment we hit 1K. 1K. I'm going to put it like this for you guys. That's 1,000 subscribers. Every one of them is natural. You understand? Organic. My channel's organic. It's homegrown. It's free range, grass fed. Do you understand? It's all organic. I didn't pay for any of these subscribers. They all came here because they heard Z. And either they love me or they love to hate me. But either way, they're here. That's right, OTW News. It's organic. It's organic. OTW, is that tobacco that you're smoking always organic? I remember, Pat, when you tried to tell everybody you didn't smoke cigarettes, but then you admitted that you're rolling tobacco up in those spliffs of yours. It's still cigarettes, Pat. Just because you mix a little bit of weed in there doesn't mean it's fucking, you're not like hopelessly addicted to nicotine. Right, he says, no, it's not organic. All right, let's get the show started properly. Let's get it started properly here. I'm already spurging out, and we've just begun, and I've already entered a state of spurg. Let me get my stuff going here. Guys, I got a high-level operation here, so behind the scenes, I need to make sure everything's where it needs to be. What are you doing up so early, Patrick? What are you so excited about this morning? Anyway, let's get the show started the right way. And of course, we know Indeed. First things first in the Z show is we need to get the camera started. Because I need to show all you all out there that I'm not just some AI construct, that I'm not just a chat GPT voice here, that it is a flesh and blood living man. Thanks, Major Face Pump. We're going to get the show started properly. We're going to do it. Cam up. There we go. There we go, everybody. All right. Gather around, people. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Z Show. Grand Rising, Grand Approach, Guten Morgen, etc., etc. Welcome to the show that never ends. Welcome to the Z Show. The show where we broadcast all around. You can go around the flat earth, everybody. You can go around a circle. Anyway. We broadcast all around the earth. Not only to the 7 known continents, but also the ones that nobody talks about. The ones located out in the middle of the Pacific and beyond the ice wall, where apparently David Weiss vacations. Come on, David. Tell us the way to Tataria. We want to know how to get there. I want to know how to get to the Iron Republic, David. You apparently know the way. You apparently know the way, David. Don't keep that knowledge for yourself. I get it. I know you're a small hattie. You're part of the small hattie club. And that pretty much makes you, like one of the rulers of the world. I get it, David. You can't let all your secrets out. But we love you, David Weiss, and we want to know the way beyond the ice wall. Z wants to be the navigator beyond the ice wall, guys. Who's here? Who's here? Roper Overbearing in the house. Like I said, OTW. Says I'm going to restream you this morning. No, I don't need that, OTW. I don't need that. I don't need you restreaming me. I'm not interested in that. Marika. What's up, Marika? Good to see you, as always. OTW says he puts a pinch of tobacco, or else he coughs like crazy. So OTW, you saying that you use tobacco to like offset your coughing fits from the copious amounts of cannabis that you smoke? Gotcha. No in the house. Good to see you again. No says Gematria is infiltrated. If it included all the literature from past few centuries, it would be infinitely more valuable. Fair enough, no. It's good knowledge, man. It's really good knowledge. Tilburg says, hi, everybody. No says, I think you need a Nazi uniform to go there. So to get beyond the ice wall, you're saying I pretty much need to be like a Nazi or like an Aryan. Fair enough. It is weird, guys, how all these Nazi guys ended up in South America. Makes you really think, right? When you hear about the Nazi, the National Socialist Party's involvement with Antarctica. Guys, it's really not the Nazis. When they give you these political fronts, these political groups, National Socialist Party, Nazi Party, it was really a front for their mystery schools, their secret societies. All right? We talked about this yesterday. The Tool Society or the Thule Society, the Vril. They're occultists, guys. It's not about politics. It's about the occult. It's about their religions, right? It's about the metaphysical. The politics is just a smokescreen puppet show that they give you to distract you. So what were they doing? It seemed to have been very involved with these Aryans. You have to understand the Aryans aren't just like a 20th century thing. The Aryans go back. They're an ancient culture. They preceded the Vedics, very likely. So what were they doing? Who were they in touch with? These Vril, the Thule, strange stories, strange technology. What kind of beings were they involved with? Call them what you want. The Pleiades, the Viking, the Nordic gods. You know, who are they? Who are they dealing with? And why Antarctica? Why Antarctica? Why did they all end up in South America? South America seems to be the bridge, the gateway, so to speak, or the most likely place geographically to access Antarctica. These things are fascinating to me. Fascinating. Patrick is now typing in French in the chat. Noba's asking me what my opinion is on nicotine and the effects on the pineal gland. I understand smoking is the wrong delivery system. Be any thoughts? Well, I don't know, because Patrick's very involved in the pineal gland. So, Patrick, you might want to listen up. If smoking cigarettes impedes your pineal gland, I'd imagine that that's something you might want to pay attention to, because Patrick's into the whole Kundalini / pineal gland, Christos oil, type of ascension experience. So he's way into it. He's way into it. Patrick, if you restream me, I'm not going to let you on my show. I'm just not. I'm just let you know, Patrick. Because I see you're trying to go live in 5 minutes. I'm just letting all my audience know. Patrick restreams me. He and I are going to have a different relationship. So, you might want to think about that, my French-Canadian friend. You might want to think about that. Who in my audience thinks I'm being petty? Let's talk about it. Who in my audience thinks I'm being petty? I mean, if you want, Patrick, you can come up and we can talk about it, but I'm not going to take very kindly if you restream me. What does my audience say? Nova, what do you think that Patrick's trying to restream my show right now? He said, what's wrong? There's nothing wrong with it, Patrick. It's just if you do it, our relationship's going to change. That's all I'm saying. Nova, give me your counsel on this one. Because Patrick's up this morning. Like, maybe he never slept. I don't know. He's a little excited. So he's going to restream my show, which I'm really not interested in him doing. Jay says, not petty. Just keep off the riff. Just got to keep the riffraff in line. Roper says, permanent. Nuba says, restreaming's gay, pretty much. Don't be gay, Patrick. You don't want the listeners to think you're gay by restreaming me. Because, Patrick, I'm just letting you know. Patrick, I'm a straight up and down kind of guy. Right, Slash says OTW fails. Like, that's a fail, OTW. You're not thinking, OTW. You're not thinking. I bring you up every day. You could promote your show. And then this is what you do? See, Patrick, this is why I say you're slow in the uptake, dude. This is why I say, you're like, again, I know you're French-Canadian. It's tough for you. You were born with a natural disability, not physically or mentally, just geographically, and culturally. You're You're impaired in many ways because you're French Canadian. Right, Timmy's here. Timmy, I don't know if you heard it, but OTW thinks he's going to restream me right now, and I let him know that if he does so, he and our relationship's going to enter a different category. Okay, I love you too, Patrick, but don't restream my stuff. I'm not interested in it. You can do whatever you want, and then I could do whatever I want. You see how that works, Patrick? So when you say things like, why? What's wrong with me restreaming? There's nothing wrong with it. It's not a moral issue. It's an issue between me and you and our relationship, is what it is. It's not a morality thing, dude. Again, I know you're slow because you're fucking living in Canada, which is insane up there. Could you imagine living in Canada, guys? You basically have Fidel Castro's illegitimate fucking bastard child, like leading your quote unquote country. Complete minion. Okay, OTW. He says, get over it. You get over it. See, OTW, you get too excited, you know? You get a little out, you jump out of the gates a little too quickly. You know? Stop looping. I heard you. All right. Well, you're still going live, Patrick. You didn't cancel it yet. So we could do this, Patrick, but we all make decisions in life. We really do. Yeah. All right, Patrick. He says he won't restream me, but he's still going. Go ahead, Patrick. Go live. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all liked OTW News Network because you're never going to see him here on my channel again. Real great, Patrick. You're genius. You really are. You're fucking genius. What's up, Marquez? Greetings to you. Yeah, I hope you guys like it. Look, you guys like OTW News. You can go over and watch him because you're not going to see him here in Z Show. That's never going to happen. Yeah, Timmy's asking OTW about what is your unique selling proposition for your stream, brother. Nope, Patrick. Now he says you said to not restream you, not to go live. Patrick, we've had this conversation before, haven't we? I said you can stream whenever you want. But if you stream over top of me, I'm not going to ever bring you up on my show. We've had this conversation, dude. You have to understand that. How could you forget that we've had this conversation, Patrick? It's not that old. Get a hold of yourself, dude. If you want a relationship with my show, you're not going to stream over me. Just the way it's going to be. I'm not going to bring you up and promote a show that's going on at the same time as mine. You're fucking insane. Patrick, this is your problem, dude. You restream like you did like a fucking 10-hour stream yesterday that you call an early rising show, but you're streaming into the fucking evening, dude. The sun's going down and you're calling an early rising show. Unfucking believable. And he had Illumitami up there just screaming the N-word over and over again. But I have to say, Patrick, I was laughing. Illumitami just screaming the N-word over and over again, which is incredibly racist. But he was going against Joe Cool. And, I've made my feelings towards Joe Cool known. I've expressed it. I think Joe Cool is, like, not cool. He's like Joe not cool. So although Tommy was being incredibly racist, because he was doing it towards Joe Cool, I kind of was like, okay with it. You know? I kind of was okay with it. Anyway. Timmy says, Joe, lukewarm. OTW, it still says you're going live. Oh, he pushed it off now. Oh, he's doing 8 o'clock. See, OTW, you don't learn. Now you're going to do 8 o'clock. You're still streaming over me, dude. You can't get. I'm dropping the link in. I see. Fucking now you really pissed me off, Patrick. Hold on, it's the wrong link. Get up here, Patrick. We're gonna have to do this again. You're wasting my time. You're wasting my audience's time. We're gonna have to have this conversation again. Fucking moron, dude. No, it's not about promoting my channel. If you want to promote my channel, bring me on as a guest. See, like London Man does. He's invited me on Friday as a featured guest. He's going to interview me. And then we're going to bring people on, dude. Get the fuck on here, dude. Yeah, here he is. All right, Patrick. What are you fucking doing this morning, dude? What's going through your Canadian mind right now? I can't fucking.
Do you want to hear, or are you gonna just freak out?
Probably just gonna freak out. But go ahead.
Freak out, then I'll let you freak out, and when you have a chance, let me tell you what my plan was. Didn't mean to piss you off, man. I just wanted to go live because fucking bored this morning, and I have nothing to do, and I'm always up at 5 a.m. And it's fine just to watch you talk.
Patrick, you have an addiction, dude. You have
that I'd go live, and I figured I'd restream you so that way you get more viewers that haven't seen you yet.
Okay, you figured wrong. We already had this conversation. Look, I love you, Patrick, but you and I have had this conversation. We have a understanding.
All right, fine. Right. I'll go live at 9.
You have it,
whatever.
You have it, right? You have a channel.
All good.
And I want you to be. Hold on, I'm saying this to my audience. I want you here to be a part of my channel. I want the OTW news experience here. But if you're going to stream over top of me,
that's start another channel to go live at 6 a.m. to acquire a different audience completely, so that it doesn't affect you. Because sometimes I feel like going live at 6 a.m.
Okay, then you do it, but you're not going to come on my show. I'm not going to let you on my panel. You have to make a decision, Patrick. If you stream over me in any
sense, what if
it doesn't have to make sense?
Audience.
What doesn't it doesn't have to make sense, Patrick? Right? Because I could do what I want. And you could do what you want. But we as men can come together, we can negotiate, and we can make deals, right? Okay. That's how people work in this world.
You're making ultimatums.
It's not an ultimatum, dude. Are you insane? See, this is because you're Canadian, dude. This is a problem because you fucking brought up in a socialist fucking insane environment that you can't even think and understand. It's not fair, Satanic Warrior. It's not fair. I want to stream in the morning. Then we should be able to stream. That's not the way it is, Patrick. You could stream whatever you want. But I'm not going to let you up if you do so. Don't you understand?
It doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't have to make sense to you. So if you and I are in any type of negotiation and we sit down and we try to talk, you're going to have things that you want. I'm going to have things that I want. Either we agree or we don't. So we came to an agreement. You are basically going against the agreement. So am I, dude. If you stream over me, you're not going to come on my show. That's basically the way it's going to be. Just because you have an addiction to this fucking metaverse, dude. Just because you want to. All right, Patrick, you could stream 24 hours straight across 3 different channels. I don't care. But you're not going to fucking come up here and do it. You're not going to promote it when you're streaming over top of me. It's just not going to happen, dude. All right. Snafu Snaps. How does he not understand this?
Why do you say I didn't understand? I just said, all right.
Snafu, get up here, Snafu. Get up here, Snafu. Talk some sense into this guy. Look, Snafu, I know he's Canadian, and he's going to have a problem understanding, power dynamics, negotiations. He fucking grew up in a socialist country, so he's fucking basically a glorified snowflake. But I want Snafu to come up and talk some sense into Patrick and try to fucking get through to him because he can't break his metaversal addiction long enough to stop tripping over his own fucking his French Canadian dick. Because all he just wants to do is jump on and fucking start streaming. But he'll stream until fucking 12 hours. He'll just have Tommy come up and call Joe Cool the N-word. That's his fucking mindset. Maybe you want to come up, Timmy. Whoever fucking wants to come up and talk some sense into Patrick, feel free to come up. Links in the chat. Unfucking believable. Patrick, you don't know how to make how to fucking ride a good thing, dude. This is your problem. You don't understand it. It's insane to me. Unfucking believable. Right. Jay says, Z, you're making sense to me. It's Patrick, how do you not understand this, dude? Like, what? Explain to my audience and me what you don't get about this. Can you explain to us why you're so
I said
illogical?
I get it. 3 times now.
Yeah, but I want somebody
Obviously,
to come up
you're not
here.
listening.
I am listening, but I need other people to fucking give you a tongue lashing, dude. You're not going to get off that easy, dude. You need to remember this moment.
Do
How
what you want.
fucking
It's your show, Z.
dumb it was, dude. Unfucking believable, man. This guy's. I want everybody listening here and on the replay to understand this is the consequence of collectivism. This is the consequence of somebody who has spent their whole life that they developed in a collectivist state, under a collectivist mindset. They don't understand logic, reasoning. They just really don't get it. Makes no sense. Yeah. Unreal. Unfucking real. What is it, Patrick? Let's talk about your metaversal addiction. Do you want to have a moment here? Can we do like an intervention on you?
Intervene whatever you want, dude.
So what's the deal, dude? Because you what? You go live, you get some miscreants on your panel, and people start throwing you shekels, and what? You get a little too excited. The shekels are coming in a little bit. You gotta maybe get ahead of yourself. Is that what's going on?
No comment.
Yeah, no comment. Snafu says, OTW, you keep fucking up, bud. The optics are high. Thanks, Snafu, for weighing in. Here's Sly Shy. Says, Z, you said because it was Joe Cool, it's okay. So if folk don't like me, they can call me a bunch of N-words. Here she's coming up. Well, Sly Shy, I don't want you to take issue with me because here's the deal, Sly Shy. I'm going to let you up. OTW's the one who let Joe Illumitami up and fly. He said like 50 N-words. Look, she's shaking her head. Sly Shy, welcome to the stream. Sly Shy, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you, Z. My point is, let me close the other stream first. I mean,
Right
the
on.
other.
You closed an OTW stream? He wants to stream over me.
All right, listen. So I understand where you're coming from, that it was OTW, blamed him. But you just said because it's Joe Cool that you're okay with it. So I'm saying because if anybody have a disagreement with me, it's okay to just call me a bunch of N-words? Just saying.
No, it's not okay to really look. Here's why I look at it. I get freedom of speech and things like that, but the word implies certain things, right? And look, OTW left. Interesting, OTW. So now you leave when Sly Shy comes up. I'll put it back in. He probably just had technical difficulties. OTW is not one to run away from controversy, so I don't want to paint it like that.
OTW doesn't like me.
Oh, well, what's the deal with you and OTW?
I don't know. I came up on the stream, tried to be supportive.
Well, hold on. Give me a second. I want to, in the spirit of understanding, I want to retract what I said. That I don't agree. It was okay that Tommy was saying the N-word over and over again. He really wasn't calling Joe Cool the N-word. Like, Tommy was pursing his words, but I agree that it is a bit much.
Let's stop with the excuses. You said that since it was Joe Cool, it was okay. It's not okay if you have a disagreement with someone. Your intent shouldn't be to call them a bunch of N-words.
Did you witness that yesterday, Sly Shy? Were you witness to that event?
I'm not talking about with nothing else. I heard what you said out your mouth, so I want to hold you accountable for what you just said. So it's okay because it was Joe Cool. So if you have a disagreement with me or anybody have a disagreement with me, it's okay for them to call me a bunch of N-words.
Fair enough, Slash Shy. I see the logic. I see your point is well made. Touche, Slash Shy. Your point is well made.
Thank you. And
Give
with
you,
OTW, I tried to be supportive. I speak to him in the chats and stuff like that. He's shady. I can't fuck with shady people, right? You know, and I tell these guys, I want to support you. I am a part of the community, right? You said for almost 9 months now, and I've been a part of this community, right? I want to support you guys, but you got to accept me for me and allow me to be me like you let all the men do. You know, all the men can be themselves. But as soon as a female come up with her chest out and her head held high, right? You want to like, oh, no, slide shot, no. Fuck out of here, yo. That's why I don't support y'all asses, really. That's why, you know, you see me on certain places because y'all shady. I can't deal with shady people. I'm a grown ass woman. I don't have to support you guys, but I like the community and I like to engage. But if you act shady, I'm not going to donate, buy you coffee and shit, speak to you, and you can't even fucking speak back. Fuck out of here. I ain't got that kind of time. So
fair enough.
now,
So Slash Shy, you do feel that because you're a woman that maybe you're in some ways like not valued as much, where your thoughts are less valued than others?
not necessarily because I'm a woman, because I'm a human being, right?
Right.
I should be valued as who I am, a human being,
Right.
not anything else, right? And then when I come up and be who I am, then you know these guys don't know how to take me. I got kicked off of Benton. I mean, Benton pissed me off. Maybe you know what I mean, like you saying dumbass shit. Yurt kicked me out because I was being honest. You know, OTW shady, don't want to speak. You know, but he'll accept my donation if I donate. You know what I mean? Fuck out of here. I'm not doing that. Then they,
Right.
you know, don't can't nobody say anything wrong about me. For real, for real. All you can do is call me a bunch of N-words. You know what I mean? Seriously.
So about Joe Cool, I'm not a huge Joe Cool fan myself.
I understand
Honestly, Slash Shy, he has CI vibes to me. CI stands for confidential informant.
that.
I wouldn't be, because Joe Cool's playing this whole thing like against the policy enforcers. He's like an auditor type of guy, and he's got confidential informant written all over him. Slash Shy, what are your thoughts on that?
Okay, I've been knowing Joe Cool a little longer than you guys, right? He's not what you think. Joe Cool just stands on his rights and his freedom, right? And you know what I say to you guys all the time, you gotta kind of like see the whole picture, see the big picture, and get out of your imagination, brother. That's you know what I mean? Because everybody has a way of standing on their own ground, their own rights and freedoms, right? So you know, just because he's an auditor or whatever, you got a problem with that, then don't fuck with him.
Fair
Right?
enough.
You know,
Fair enough.
don't drag
Slash
him.
Shy.
Huh?
Slash Shy. So let's go back to OTW. Now, many of my audience members have seen, you know, my relationship with OTW throughout
Right.
the months that we've been here, you know, at least I've been here in this metaverse. There's been ups and downs, you know, peaks and valleys and things like that. And everybody knows that OTW and I, we kind of had an understanding, you know, it's all on record. Basically, you know, he wants to do his show. I said, look, we all could do our show when we want, Slash I, but if you're going to stream over top of me when I'm streaming, I'm not going to make you a part of my show. I'm not going to bring you up here. I'm not going to promote you and engage with you. And he seemed to understand that because I'm up and I'm on at 6 o'clock every morning. Sometimes he's up early. Most of the time he's not. He streams for fucking extended hours all day. But what is it about him that can't stop tripping over his own dick that he comes on here and wants to stream over top of me and then think I'm still supposed to bring him up here? What kind of mindset does somebody like that have? Is it a self-destructive mindset? Is it one that just looks for conflict? I gotta say, OTW, it looks like you're just looking to like you have some like addictive personality, and you can't help but fuck yourself up, dude. Go ahead, Slash Eye. What are your thoughts?
No. Did you hear what he said? His ass be bored. He'd be up early in the morning. His show fails without y'all. And I'm going to have to say that if he doesn't have like, some hard hitters up on his panel, like he can't do nothing else but restream y'all, right? So, I see other guys try to do that to restream the stream and all of that, right? That's because they fail at what they do. So they got to have something on their shit to try to get some extra subs and say, hey, I go over to OTWs and he's restreaming Z and this Z fella. And wow, it's all part of the community, Z. Everybody has to get a little taste of Z, Paul. That's all he gets restreamed is you guys.
Well, here's the thing.
He restreamed Paul last night and fell asleep.
Because he's addicted. Because because all he has to do is fire his channel up, and he gets some type of fucking dopamine rush. But like I said, Patrick, you can make your decision, dude. But just realize, dude, it's going to be what it's going to be if you decide to do that. I ain't playing with you, Patrick. It's not like that, dude. Don't think you're gonna like do this thing with me, Patrick. Because Patrick, you're gonna get in your ego like you always do with me. You're gonna act all tough. You're gonna try to defy whatever the fuck's going on here and act hard. And you're only gonna fuck yourself over, dude. I want you to really think about what you're doing, man.
I listened to Paul. And Paul tried to work it out too, as well with certain people. Like, why can't we have, like, you started in the morning, then somebody goes after you, then we know who's going next, then we know who's going next. That keeps the community growing. If everybody sets a time, to stream, you like you said, everybody supports you on yours. Then OTW starts his. Everybody go over and support OTW. Then Paul starts his. You know what I mean? The community.
Right. It is what it is, man. Here's the thing. It's like if somebody wants to stream over top of me, I don't like Benton. He streams over top of me. Like
Yes.
who cares? It's like I'm like, fuck you, Benton. I hate you because you're streaming over top of me. It's like, okay, that's when he wants to stream. That's what's best for him. God bless him. But you don't see Benton coming up here trying to fucking shine on my show. Do you understand? Benton's not trying to fucking do that because he's smarter. He'll come in, he'll say hi. I'll probably bring him up, but I'm not. OTW has a permanent segment on my show. I bring him up for extended periods every fucking day. That's where OTW doesn't see the fucking difference. You understand, Slash Eye? He doesn't understand. He can't get out of his own way. OTW, you can't get out of your own way.
I saw that yesterday. You wanted him to do the news segment at the end of the show. And that's a good idea. You know what I mean? Like certain people should have little segments to keep the community growing. Paul wanted to do that with me, have me be get right with Sly, you know what I mean? But I can't be going up there arguing and with Snafu and Timmy and people that don't like me. I'm not arguing with you. You don't like me, leave me the fuck alone.
Right. I get it. Sometimes it's tough, Slash Eye, to get on these panels and like have to raise your voice to get in, and it takes a certain type of energy that's tough to maintain.
And they can't handle mine. They can't handle mine, Z. They can't.
Slash Eye, where do you get your passion from? What motivates you to come here, present your whole Slash Eye thing, bring the heat, bring the fire, chop it up with these people? Where does it come from? What motivates you?
Oh, wait. I got a good one for you. I live without fear.
I wonder where you learned that one from. How to live without fear.
Wait, no, but seriously, Z, once I stopped using and started learning how to live, started learning how to be responsible for myself, start being self-sufficient, start standing up straight, poking my chest out, you know what I mean? Start demanding respect, right? Because I didn't have like I was bullied, I was teased, I went through the drug thing, I did all of that, right? I chased cars, I did all of that kind of shit, right? But once I got my life in order, everything changed for me. My whole mindset changed. I started waking up and seeing things, you know what I mean? Seeing real shit that goes on in the world and know that I didn't want to be a part of it. So I separated myself from them, and here I am.
Yes, Slashy. Much love on that one. Slashy, if you can give any advice or words of wisdom to all the less melanated amongst us, the white folk out there. We know most of my crowd is white folk, like Special K just said. She's listening to my show this morning, and she said it sounds like a Seinfeld show, which I've said before, Special K, that I'm very Jewy in my humor, even though I'm a Guido Dago, quarter Sicilian wop, Guinea greaseball. For some reason, my comedy's Jewy, and Seinfeld is probably the ultimate Jew. So my whole shtick here, Slashy, is like, she nailed it. Special K nailed it. So I don't have many melanated viewers, there's I can count them on one hand, but you're here. You seem to find value and at least some degree of humor here. But what could you say to the to my mostly white audience about current racial issues and ways to overcome like the racial divide? Give us something.
Stop testing us with the N-word. Stop with the freaking N-word. That's a start right there. Stop trying to trigger a melanated person like myself, a human being like myself, with the N-word, right? Because like it only divides us. You're not going to get melanated viewers if you all say it's okay if I don't like the melanated person to call them a bunch of N-words. You ain't going to get no melanated viewers.
Right. Fair enough.
Right?
Right. Slashy, what would you recommend programming wise for my channel, my network? What would you recommend for me to get a more broad-based and a more ethnically broad-based audience? What would you recommend? Anything?
See, I hate looping, right? Because I've learned this looping thing. It sounds ridiculous, right?
Right.
Check people when they start using a bunch of N-words.
Gotcha. So basically keep the racist content off my channel and that'll be it. Gotcha.
Don't let Illumitami fuck your shit up for you. Don't let racist people mess your stuff up for you. You be honorable. Do you like melanated people? Human beings?
Actually, here's the thing, I love melanated people because melanated people seem to love me. People think that's like weird that I say that, but whenever I've like been in professional work environments or anything, I've always found like I get along with let's say ethnic minority populations. I identify with like the let's say the certain types of cultures. I like people who are down to earth, who aren't like all full of themselves. You understand? Who maybe have some scrap of humanity left in their fucking lives. Who understand a little bit about family, community. I grew up near Philly, and I used to live right outside of Philly. And on any Sunday I'm not a religious man by any means, but you go by somebody's churches on a Sunday morning, really all day Sunday in Philadelphia, and you see
we don't have that. We don't have that. They selling the churches, man. Everybody turning Muslim in Philly, man.
Yo, I know. You try to go to Philly, you stop at a traffic light. They're trying to sell you them potato pies. They got these sweet potato pies that they give you at these traffic lights to try to make you Muslim. I've seen that.
Oh wait, hold up. Hold the hell up. Don't be hating on the bean pies and the sweet potato. Listen, the brothers gotta make a living too. You can't be hating on the bean pie. Buy a bean pie. Stop hating. Yo, buy a bean pie. It's
I
all
did.
right.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I could eat it, but it wasn't. It wasn't my. I like sweet potato pie, but the bean pie wasn't. It wasn't my.
Let me tell
Wasn't
you
my
how
favorite.
let me tell you how to eat a bean pie. Put it in
Go
the
ahead.
oven. Put it in
Right.
the heat it up some, right?
Right.
Let the edges get a little browner, you know what I mean? And then try to and what I do is I eat one with some organic eggs, some scrambled eggs, right? Pop a bean pie in the oven, do your thing, scramble up some good eggs. That's the good healthy meal.
Nice slice shy. That's. I'm gonna actually do that next time I go to Philly and I grab one of those bean pies at a traffic light. I'm gonna do that.
Don't be hating with the what's the guy with the newspaper. He just trying to feed his family, Z.
Right
Yeah, I mean,
on. Right on.
you know, just like the guys on the side be selling the Gatorade and the bottles of water, right? You can't be hating on them. They just trying to feed their family.
Right on. All right, Slash Shy. Thanks for coming up. Thanks for straightening me out. I was tripping on my own dick this morning because I was all involved with the Patrick got me all heated, and Slash Shy straightened me out and said, "Hey, even if you don't like the person, like I said, I don't like Joe Cool, so I didn't mind that Tommy was running his mouth off with the N word. But fucking Slash Shy straightened me out. She said it doesn't matter. You shouldn't embrace it. Nobody should say it, and I appreciate that, Slash Shy. You kept me straight this morning. That's why I love having you here, Slash Shy. I need somebody like you to fucking check me. I like
Want
it.
to do something too. I'm very proud of you, and you keep doing what you're doing, right? And just don't let your guests come up shouting a bunch of N words. Peace
Much
out.
love, Slash Shy. Peace out to you. Much love. Slash Shy, everybody. I mean, stellar appearance by Sly Shy. Sly Shy comes up here and lays it all out. She's not afraid to tell you what she thinks. And she is informative. Now I know what to do with these fucking bean pies. For anybody who doesn't know, the black Muslims in the cities, they come up to your car and they they offer these bean pies stuff. Somebody come up to me and talk about OTW because he's not coming up himself. And for anybody who was late this morning, OTW decided he was going to stream over top of me again. Now, for my longtime listeners, so the ones that have been around at least the last couple weeks, however long I've been back, you guys know that OTW and I have a certain relationship. I bring OTW up. We do a segment. Sometimes the segment goes long or short. And we do a thing. We have a nice relationship. But he knows, we've talked about it, that if he's going to stream over top of me in whichever way, that's going to change our relationship. I laid it out to him. I'm not going to promote his show and his whole beingness if he's going to stream over top of me. He knows that. But he can't get out of his own way. He can't get over his own metaversal addiction. And he's fucking himself up. Somebody come up and talk to me about this OTW situation. Come on, No Despair Bear. You don't have to have your camera on. Let's come up and talk about Patrick and how insane he is. Patrick, you're definitely bipolar. Probably borderline personality. No, dissociative identity, really. DID, everybody. Dissociative identity disorder. That's you, Patrick. You're obviously multiple personalities. You woke up, one of your fucked up personalities kicked in this morning, and you felt like you were going to fucking ruffle my feathers. It's not going to work out good for you, Patrick. You're only just going to give me more content. It's really all that's going to happen. You're insane. You're insane, dude. Who else is here? Sir Drop's in the house. Yeti Life. Chris from South Jersey talking about soft pretzels. He says that There's a traffic light in South Philly that has the best soft pretzels. There's a lot of good food in Philadelphia. Mateo lives in Philly. He says yawns are banging. I guess that's a Philadelphia food. Was he saying yins? He says, I'd come up and talk about those sweet potato pies they sell. Yeah, Mateo knows about the sweet potato pies. He knows. He gets it. Yeah. OTW's having tech issues. Okay, work it out, OTW. We're waiting for you. And that's another thing, OTC. You threw me off this morning. You made me drop the link way too early. I didn't get to do my little rambling thing. And OTW made it all about himself this morning. Typical. Unfucking believable. But yeah, guys, what about this Canadian Prime Minister? The fuck's his name? Thoreau? Is that his name? I think he really is Fidel Castro's son. I don't think that's bullshit. When you look at certain people, you can tell they're related. Like, I actually really think Barbara Bush is Aleister Crowley's daughter. I'm on with that one. Like, I don't go with all conspiracies. Like, I don't think Alex Jones is Bill Hicks. I don't believe that one. But I do think that this Justin Thoreau is Castro's illegitimate bastard child. I think that. And I really do think that Barbara Bush is Crowley's daughter, as fucking crazy as that sounds. Guys, this reality is insane, guys. It's completely nuts. Because when you look at Barbara Bush next to Crowley, it looks like his daughter. You know, you can tell there's genetics, you know. It's certain things are just obvious to the human eye. Guys, we have intuition. We have certain natural understandings. Nuba agrees. He agrees. Gary Baxter says actor-based reality. It fucking seems like it. It's very bizarre. Jay says, what about Michelle Obama? Is she a trans like Joan Rivers said? I'm going to weigh in on the Michelle Obama thing. I think Michelle's Michael. Meaning to say, if I had to put money on it, I'd go with Michelle being Michael. All right, OTW News is back. Let's bring him up.
Yeah, I think Michelle's Michael too.
Yeah. Michelle to me, I think that's a thing. I really do. I think they fucking really had the balls, Patrick, to basically present that shit show of a relationship as the president and first lady. I actually think that this, whatever's fucking the powers that shouldn't be, that seem to be running this whole show, I really think they had the balls. It's the same way, Patrick, that they have the balls to fucking do that NASA bullshit presentation with their whole fake space presentation. It's the same way they have the balls to do the whole politics thing. It's the same way they would throw Michael Obama up there and give it to us as Michelle and bring these kids up that seem to have been adopted from another family, very close friends and supporters of the Obamas. Doesn't seem like it's their kids, Patrick. What are your thoughts on the kids?
Well, you know, if you relate to all that MK Ultra stuff and the handlers and all this stuff, I wouldn't doubt it for a second, honestly. I wouldn't doubt for the fact that actually these all of these people in power right now are all the children of some type of person that was in power at a certain moment. And this is a big mafia-like family, you know? And you have to be part of the family to be part of the club. A little bit like how the Jews function.
How dare you? What do you say to the incident that you had on your show yesterday? Lumatami was up, and he said the N-word probably 25 times at least.
Right.
Now, I was watching your show. I don't have a problem with people with free speech.
You know what? I think this is a stupid
hold on,
thing.
hold on. Let me
It's
finish and I'll
stupid.
give it to you.
Because
Let me
if
give my
Illuminati-
thing.
All right, go
Hold on, Patrick. Calm down. Because there's sensitive, we have, there's sensitivities we need to understand here. Sir Drops here. We got the realist McCoy, London Man, and Slashite. So, we have to be sensitive. And just in general, even if they weren't here, shouldn't we be sensitive? But my point is, I think anybody should be able to say whatever they want all the time. But what I'm asking you, as a content creator, that was risque. That was a little bit on the edge.
I don't know. As a content creator, that's what I was about to say. Is I watch Bro Sanchez. I watch a bunch of different channels, and they say it all the time. Why would it hurt my channel if someone says it? And I didn't hear him call Joe Cool directly. I was listening attentively to how he was saying it, and he never called him that directly to his face. He was just saying the word. So in my opinion, he was just like, it's a word, just like any other word. I mean, I don't know, man. It's just like as a content creator, he was saying what he felt like and I do advocate freedom of speech on my channel. So if he wants to say those words, I'm fine. There are some words that I'll fucking like UKR. We can't even talk about that. That's like really like, it's like number one thing that you can't talk about. All right. So that's like maybe something I wouldn't let somebody say. I wouldn't say, okay, well, don't talk about that. That's an automatic strike. I know. But not that word. It's just I know I never say it. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'll never say that. I'll say N-word or, I'm like you that in that sense. I respect the fact that I don't like insulting people. First of all, only stupid.
All right, fair enough, Patrick. Fair enough.
Can be any color.
All right, I'm gonna bring up Austin, Awesome Austin from the Metal Dome. I'm gonna bring him up. You still there, Austin? I saw you back there. All right, hold on. I'm going to bring you up. Patrick. Austin, I want you to talk to Patrick because maybe you could weigh in. I don't want to sway your opinion on this, Austin, but my feeling is Patrick from OTW News and I, we've had an understanding. Like we had a verbal understanding, an agreement that when I say it's agreement, we agreed to it verbally that I would continue, because I like having him here, I would continue to have the OTW News Network be a prominent presence on my show. Meaning to say, I'm willing to bring him up every single day and have a segment with him because I like it. But with the proviso that he not stream over top of me. Because it only makes sense to me, Melodome, that, if we're going to have this close relationship and we share such a close audience, that OTW and I just come to this understanding. Now, Melodome, he could stream whenever the fuck he wants. Of course, I can't stop him. But the point is, I'm not going to have him be a prominent part of my show if he's going to stream against me. Without any further ado, let's welcome back to the show, Awesome Austin from the Melodome. Much love, homie.
What's up, guys? What's up, OTW? Z, much love. Grand Rising.
Much love, big dog.
So I can put some input in on just like I can give my perspective. This is how I look at it, right? We got Flatman X, Trouble and Tribune, Truther's Hour of Comedy. But he doesn't stream. So like Trouble and Tribune and Flatman X, they stream. Trouble and Tribune streaming a lot this week, and we all come together on Sunday. Like, they'll come over on my show, and but common courtesy, we don't step on each other. Like, we always trying to.
Do you see that, Patrick? Do you just see what he fucking said? He's saying, that's why I brought. Hold on, Austin. This is why I brought you up, because Patrick, like I said, he's a bit slow in the uptake. It's not his fault. He's French Canadian. They fucked him over. But I needed to bring you up so you could fucking talk to him, so he understands this whole process. Sorry, go ahead.
You're muted.
Nah, you're good. Sorry, I got a mute in between. I got my kids over here or in the other room. But yeah, that's what it is. Common courtesy. Like, we got a group chat going, and because I got to work around my work schedule anyways, and then I'm always trying to find out, hey, Troubling, when are you going live? Or he'll ask me what time I'm going live, and we're always trying not to step on each other's feet. What we try to make it do is a continuous stream. So if I end, then Troubling will go live, and it's like, let's guide the audience from one show to the next show.
Which is funny.
What we need to do
because
is create our own TV guide situation. That's what we need.
It's not a bad idea. But sometimes it all kind of settles. But here's the point, Austin. You're exactly right. Hold on, Patrick. I'll give you the floor in a second. I told Patrick yesterday he can come up at the end of every show I do. At the very end, he could present the OTW news segment, and then he could promote himself right into his own show. It's a warm promotion. He's taking a warmed up audience, and I'm giving him the fucking thing. But he can't understand it, dude. Go ahead, Patrick.
All right. So what I can say is, when I first came up and I was in chat, my ego was absolutely triggered. Yeah, I think it was the way that you said it, Z. But while my electricity went out, I had time to think. Let me finish. And, I came to the conclusion that I should let my ego go and come back to, back on Earth. So I had already been convinced beforehand, but now hearing the way Austin just presented it, it's like just the word common courtesy brings me back to my Canadian, roots, and he's absolutely right. And, how can I argue something so well put and so well presented? I was wrong, Z, and I apologize.
You don't have to apologize. I love you, Patrick. Patrick, one day you and I are going to
and hate you, so I have both.
It's called ambivalence, Patrick. You have strong feelings towards me in both directions. You hate me now, but you'll love me later. It seems to be a common theme in my life. While you're here, Patrick, we're going to play a game. Who is the greater flat earther? Awesome Austin, Patrick from OTW News. You guys ready?
Who's voting?
I'm ready.
All right. No, it's a game.
Oh, okay.
Didn't we? And then we competed for that other game you played. What was it, last week? And I got robbed. I'm just gonna say that right now. I got robbed on that.
Wasn't it the sexiest flat earther or something like that, or the sexiest?
Yeah, but someone else beat me. And I'm just saying though, that dude don't even got a full beard, my guy. I got the full beard going, and I got beat. I got beat by a dude can't even grow in a full beard. You know what I'm saying? So
who beat you? Not Chiketo?
No.
He's Asian. It's not his fault if he can't grow a beard. He's South Korean.
Nah. I wouldn't mind losing the Notch. It was Christos. I think it's Christos.
Dude, you lost to Christos. He's a tough competitor. The ladies like Christos. Christos can dance. Have you ever seen the dance moves that he's got? He's like a young Mick Jagger.
Oh, well, then he got me beat then.
Right.
I don't dance. I post up on the wall.
All right, everybody. We're going to play a game here. Everybody get ready. Who is the greater flat earther? Patrick from OTW News or Awesome Austin of the Meldome? Now, here's how it's going to work. I ask a question. Whoever raises their hand first gets to give the answer, right? If you get it right, you get a point. But here's the thing. If you get it wrong, you lose a point. You understand? So if you're raising your hand and trying to beat the other guy, if you get it wrong, you're going to be penalized. It's like Jeopardy. You know, in Jeopardy, if you press that button first, if you get it right, you get all the points. But if you get it wrong, they subtract the points. Do we understand? Are we all in agreement? All right. Guys, I'm making this up as I'm going along. This is how we do it here at the Z Show. And this could become a thing. Now, we could have rounds. We have like the 1-point round, the 2-point round, and the 3-point round, where the questions get increasingly more difficult. But let's just start off with 1 point and see how it goes, okay? So I'm going to have Patrick here, and I'm going to have Austin over here, okay? All right. Do you guys understand the rules? Okay.
Yep. Get the questions right. Don't get them wrong, or it's gonna get passed over.
Right. Whoever raises their hand first
Let me get
is the one who gets to answer the question. All right. All right. We got to set it, guys. This is where I need like the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire music. You know, where it's the suspenseful music. We need to build some suspense. Fuck, we lost Austin. Austin, I can't see you.
I'm here.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. We'll give Austin a second to come back.
No, I'm back.
Nice. It's funny, Austin. You took your loss to Christos pretty hard in the sex.
Nah, bro. I'm just playing. So if he is listening, it's all love.
It's all love, Christos. Those dance moves of yours. All right, ready? Question number 1. And you could raise your hand at any time. Like it's like Jeopardy. Even if I'm, well, no, because in Jeopardy you're supposed to wait till I'm done speaking before you raise your hand.
Yeah, you should finish it. Finish the whole.
All right. So I'll try to
first.
keep it tight so you guys know when to raise your hand. Question number 1. In miles, give me the circumference of the Earth at the equator. OTW?
Who won that?
I just have a question. Can we have like a well, okay, 29,000 miles roughly.
So that's wrong. You're too far off on that one. So you get a -1, which means Awesome Austin gets a chance to answer it and get a point. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. You got a -1, so that's it. Moves on. But Austin, just do you know what the answer is?
24,800.
I would have gave it to you. 24,901. So
All right.
Patrick, 29,000 was too far off.
I love you.
But you were close. We love you too, Mrs. Meltdown. All right. Question number 2. Right, roughly. Miles says. We're still in the 1-point round. So this should be fairly easy. Question number 2.
I hate this, man. I'm already nervous.
In the heliocentric model, in miles, what is the distance to the moon? Awesome Austin.
260,000 miles.
Ooh, that
No.
it's 238,000. 240.
Quarter million.
260 is pretty close.
Nah, I lost that one.
Crowd,
Maybe if I didn't go over, right? Like I went over.
I was gonna let the crowd vote, but since you said it, you did lead. I was gonna let like somebody says 236, 240. What did you say, Austin?
I said 260. I was gonna say 240, and then I said 260.
All
but
right,
don't give
now-
that to me. Don't give that to me.
You're both at -1. So Patrick, how do you feel that he just the scores evened up? You feel better about it? Okay.
I'm ready for the next one.
Gotcha. This is still in the 1-point round. In the heliocentric model, in miles, what is the distance to the sun? Awesome Austin.
93 million miles.
All right, you got it. So you're out. You now brought yourself to 0. Good job. You're back even. You're 1 point ahead,
right.
Patrick. 1 point ahead. Back even. You're 1 point ahead.
I just woke up too, for the record.
Cool.
Same here.
Cool.
Same here.
Cool. We'll do one more in the 1-point round, then we're going to move into the 2-point round, okay? All right. In the heliocentric model, how many times larger is the sun compared to the moon? In the heliocentric model, how many times larger is the sun compared to the moon?
Oh man, I'm drawing a blank.
Don't say that to me. That's not funny.
You'd have to raise your hand to answer it. You have to raise your hand first. All right, so that goes to nobody.
To be fair, I could give you any number though, right? And it could be right.
I said,
Yeah, but
notice
if you give a wrong answer, you'd
Hold
lose a
on.
point. Though.
But notice I said in the heliocentric model.
Right.
Ruled by Saturn, got it. 400. The answer's
Yeah.
in the heliocentric model. They say the sun is 400 times larger than the moon, but also coincidentally 400 times further away. So they're just exactly the same size in reference. Anyway, okay.
Yeah. Just so happens to be identically the same size to us from our perspective.
Right. All right.
The
Let's move on
Goldilocks
to the
zone.
Let's move on to the 2-point round, the next round, where it gets a little. Audience, how do you like this? Is this a good game? Give me some feedback. You guys liking this game? What do you think, Three Fingers? It's
like
like
it.
we're going to call this game Flat Earth Jeopardy. All right, I got to make a note for all my things. Flat Earth Jeopardy. F-E Jeopardy. Anyway. Yeah, Three Fingers just says, where's Heidi? All right, good. I'm getting a yes, thumbs up. Tilburg likes it. So does Jay. All right, Ruled by Saturn's in. Now, Slash Eye likes it. Here we go. Round 2. Okay. In the heliocentric model, in miles, if I'm standing on the shoreline of the ocean and I look out, in miles, how far is it to the proposed geographical horizon? Awesome Austin.
3.3 miles.
It's somewhere around 3 miles, depending on how tall you are. Like if you're
Right.
4 foot tall or like 6 foot or 7 foot tall, it's different. 3.3 miles, I'll accept. That was a 2-point question. Austin goes up to 2. Patrick, you're still at -1. Austin, you're 3 points ahead. But Patrick, these are 2-point rounds. So if you get one of these, you're right back in the game. I don't know, Patrick. So far, Austin's shown himself
two
to
answers.
be the
I
greater
had
flat
the right
earth.
answer, but I just didn't raise my hand up at the right time. Or I
Gotcha,
wasn't picking up.
gotcha.
That's all. I'll get into it.
Okay. Nice, dude.
Listen, this is like me on the other spectrum, right? Because I do the trivia for charity over on my channel. And now I know like the uncomfortability that comes with getting at these questions.
Right. Next question, 2-point round as we move on. There's a spot in Aluja, France, where 2 times a year, Mount Canigou can be seen in the distance due to the orientation of the sun. When the sun goes behind Mount Canigou and highlights it and pretty much silhouettes it. It's one of the longest ground-based, long-distance observations that have been noted. What I need is, from Aluja, France, to Mount Canigou, which is able to be seen 2 times a year, what is that distance in miles?
All right, I'm gonna guess. I think I know this.
Go ahead, Meldome.
Was it like 240 miles?
No, that is incorrect. You just lost 2 points. You've gone down to 0. Now we're back in the game. The answer is 168 miles. Some say 175. Now,
I didn't even know that.
Awesome said 240. The problem with that is you mixed that
He's
up
thinking
because
in
the
kilometers.
current longest ground-based observation is from peak to peak is around 250 miles. But it's not the Mount Canigou. It's a different mountain. The Mount Canigou observation is 168, which is not the longest. The current longest is like I think it's 275, but it's
Right.
not the Canigou one. Got it?
Yep.
It's from one mountain peak to another mountain peak. You understand? So the longest one is so the longest ground-based observation currently is 275 miles. But it's done from an observer height of like 9,000 feet. You get what I'm
Right.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
The Aluja, France from Canigou is not done from a mountaintop. That's done from near sea level, just a little bit above it. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
That's probably why you were confused. That's probably why you thought it was more like 240.
There's so many amazing observations that debunk the globe. It's hard to keep track of them.
Exactly. All right. We're still in the second round. Let's continue. Let's move on.
I'm here, bro.
You still there? Where'd you go on?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
All right. I'll wait till you get back in because I got to see your hand. Plus, I got to think of the next question. I got to come up with it. We're doing it live, guys. We're
Doing it live.
Okay. Now,
I enjoy your streams, bro. I be busting out. I make my coffee, listening to you guys, and usually just shooting the shit. And then it gets into these, getting these like great conversations with people, and then it'll bounce back out to some entertaining, you know, whatever it is. It's just great.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate you understanding.
You were gone for a while. I'm like, bro, where is Z at, dog? Like, that's why I reached out to you. I'm like, you all right, bro?
I appreciate that. And let it be known that Awesome Austin was one of the very few people who reached out to me in a personal way. But most people don't have my contact, so I can't blame it. Like Patrick used to have my personal contact, but I blocked him on everything. So Patrick, I don't know if you tried to reach out to me or not, but if you did, either way, much love.
Y'all definitely got love for your relationship.
I did, and I was gonna say it'd be good if you unblock me because I actually found something for you that I mentioned in chat earlier at the beginning of the show.
All right. Well, Patrick, it would help if you didn't keep trying to stream over top of me. Our relationship could go on. We could move forward.
I
Keep
pushed
looping
it to
back
9
to this
o'clock.
dysfunction.
Fuck
Yeah,
off
stop
now.
being a
Leave it
dick.
alone already.
OTW, what's
Right.
wrong with you?
All right.
We went over it. It's done. It's over. Let's move on.
All right. Water under the bridge. It's
All
water
right.
under the bridge, everybody. Let's move on. Next question. Remember, we're still in the 2-point round. There's a certain type of eclipse that for many of us so-called flat earthers goes to show as a proof to debunk the heliocentric model. This particular type of eclipse is when it's a lunar eclipse, but both the sun, the moon, and the sun are visible in the sky above the so-called horizon. So it's a lunar eclipse, but both the sun and the moon are visible in the sky. What is the name of that eclipse? It has a very specific name. Awesome Austin.
Stellanellium eclipse.
Boom, he got it. It's the Stellanellian eclipse. That's a 2-point question. That puts you back up. You're 3 points ahead.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice, Austin.
Nailed it. OTW, were you close to getting that one?
No, not at all.
No.
No.
Fuck, awesome. Austin nailed it. The Stellanellian eclipse, everybody. It's a
That one's hard to pronounce. I was trying to make trying to make sure I pronounced it right.
It's supposedly a lunar eclipse where the sun is also visible in the sky, like at dawn when the sun's coming up. So the sun's rising, but there's still an eclipse. I want you all to really try to think about that. If the lunar eclipse is really the Earth's shadow on the moon, how is that possible? And if if you just say refraction, I don't know what to do with you. Anyway,
I don't know what to do with you. It's
always refraction, man. They're
say,
always.
That's their last argument. Refraction.
Yeah.
Right.
Refraction makes everything go up to eye level, up to literally eye level to trick us into thinking the Earth is flat. Right.
Right.
It's weird.
Yeah. Why would the Earth trick us? That would be
exactly. I'm loving this segment, guys. This is Flat Earth Jeopardy's a fucking keeper. I fucking love this segment.
Yep. I like it too.
I know you do like a trivia show in yours, Austin. I'm not sure how you run it, but I like this kind of Jeopardy version because if you fuck up, you lose points. I like that.
Oh, I gotta put my hair up. It's getting serious now. Hold on.
Yeah, it's getting heated.
You're on the way
long
on
enough. Hey, dude, mine's getting long enough to tie it up now. I'm about to have
right
a
on.
Hell yeah. Long hair don't care.
All right, Patrick, you're only 3 points down, dude, and we're in the 2-point round, so you're still in it, Patrick. This is not a runaway, but
I'll get one.
Awesome Austin's making a good run. Yeah, Gary Baxter says Rahu or Ketu as far as the eclipse. I like that. I'll use that in one of my next Jeopardies. All right, guys, let's go. Let's get the music going here, at least in your heads. Next question, as I try to think of a good one. All right, here we go. Now, although we're told that there's convexity or curvature on Earth, we really don't see any evidence of it. However, I should say, and then furthermore, we can demonstrate that there's really no convexity on water because there's a certain type of reflection. For instance, if I'm standing on the water's edge on the ocean and the sun is starting to go down, that sun ray can be seen reflecting all across from the horizon line right down to my feet at the water line. Okay, you can see the reflection of the sun running all the way straight from the horizon to your feet, which shows that there's no convexity of the water because it would be impossible. The question is, what is the proper name of that reflection phenomena?
Jesus.
It has a,
Oh,
All right, so if I get this wrong, I lose the points, right?
if you get it wrong, you lose 2 points.
Man, I think I know this. You're talking about the sun reflection off the water, right?
Right. That disproves convexity.
And how many points in my head? 2?
You're ahead by 3 points. So you get 2 if you get it right. You lose 2. You got to hurry up because.
All right, let's do it. I'm gonna run it.
He's gonna try it, folks. He's taking a risk. Go ahead. What is it?
I'm gonna say specular highlight.
It's a specular reflection. He fucking got it.
Hey, dog.
He fucking got it. Wow. Patrick, he took a chance and he just went up by 5. I got to say that was a power move, awesome, Austin, because you could have wrote out, you could have just sat on that 3-point lead. You risked it. You went
wait.
deep,
I got a counter argument here. All right. Santos Bonacci would have said that was Jesus walking on water.
Well,
that's the other answer I was gonna say.
Right. Wow. That was a big one. Guys, do we move on to the 3-point round? We got to move on to the 3-point round. That way Patrick gets a chance to come back. But Patrick, you're down by 5.
I know.
But the problem with the 3-point round is I got to get some heavy hitter fucking questions. I got to go deep into the flat earth, my whole flat earth playbook here. God forbid. All right, ready?
Go.
Let's move on. Buck, I had a question. I forgot. Okay. I got it.
Yes.
We often talk about surveying in the flat earth topic. People say, oh, well, surveyors, they know the earth curves. They know their curves. The reality is there's 2 types of surveyors. There's the general surveyor that you see when you're just driving down the street and you see a guy on the side of the road with his surveying equipment, right? His scope and all that stuff that they use. But when it comes to large scale surveying that involves huge, basically huge projects, huge tunnels, monster bridges, right? Geoengineering, so to speak. There's a very particular type of surveyor. They have a very specific name. It's called a something surveyor. These are surveyors that do large-scale geoengineering surveying. What's the proper name of those surveyors? You raising your hand, Austin?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Geodetic surveying.
He fucking got it right. He got it right. That gives you 7. That puts you 8 points ahead. That's it. That's the game. That's the game. We're doing the mercy rule. If it was closer, I'd keep going. But
It's a
when
sweep.
you go to
It's a sweep.
he got you. So I mean, Patrick, Patrick, listen, we love you.
Flawless victory.
Right. Patrick, although Austin, can we still consider Patrick a flat earther, or has he earned his stripes yet? Or does
Hell
he have
yeah, bro.
some work to do?
Nah, I mean, I'm not even good at debating. So, I mean, if you want to, like, and there's so much information out there. Nah, man, he's part of the crew, bro. He's part of the crew.
I agree. Thank you, Nobu. Nobu's clapping. Much love, everybody. Austin gets the trophy. Austin won today. But here's the thing, Patrick. I'm going to say in your favor, dude. You went against awesome Austin. You know what I'm saying? It's like I didn't put you up against like some hack. You went against a very tough competitor. So I tip my hat to you for playing, dude. I really do. I really do. Let's move on. Let's kind of move on.
I would have got a couple of questions right if I would have raised my hand quicker than Austin, but he was quick on the gun, man.
Right.
He's a sharpshooter.
You get a buzzer system. Beep, beep.
So Patrick, since we have Austin up here, let's pick his brain a little bit. Austin, you've had your channel for some time now. You're new on the scene, but you're not brand new on the scene, right? I think that'd be a fair categorization. You're not afraid to pretty much you're not afraid to bring up, let's say it would be fair to it's fair to admit that you're heavily flat earth centered in your channel. But my impression from you, Austin, is although much like me, you know that's always going to be a huge part of your paradigm, your worldview, and your content. It seems like somewhat, I don't know, this could be me, let me know if I'm wrong, that you're kind of looking to kind of expand your topics, your content, because much like me, Austin, it seems like as you're growing in this journey, you want your channel to reflect your growth in the growth of yourself, the growth of your consciousness. Because I look at my channel as just an extension of me and where I am. I'm seeing that in you too, man. Is that am I on to something there, dude? Are you entering some phase where you're taking more of like a consciousness, like a spiritual type of journey, or where are you in your content?
So you're on the right path right there, because and we all go through our own journeys. Just want to say that first off, we're all on our own steps in life, and I've been looking at this FE stuff for a few years now, and to me, I just don't want it to become my identity. For a lot of people, it becomes their identity, and I'm deeper than that. I have more layers to that, and there is, I'm not finished on my awakening. I can't say I'm awake. I'm in an awakening. I'm in my own journey. I want to be transparent as possible, because I didn't start this streaming solely because of the shape of the earth. There was many aspects to it. I got, clean from, hardcore drugs, me and my wife. And now we're crushing at life, homeschooling our children. I wanted to share, there's many layers to this. And all, FE, helped me, I don't want to say FE. Let me word that better. Realizing my foundation was a lie really reset it for me. It really helped. It sparked that reset in life, that, I guess like a rebirth, I don't consider myself a Christian, but it kind of feels like I was born again, because all this information came to me at the same time I was getting clean. But yeah, I'm on this journey. It's not just flat earth. I also see a lot of dogmatic things happening. And I feel like it's time for us to grow. It's time for us to level up, time for us to mature and even go within, because I see a lot of people just chasing the weekly psyops, but yet are they able to have a conversation with their spouse across the table? Are you able to have a cup of coffee with one of your loved ones? Or have you become isolated and alone, but you say it's everybody else's fault? I think we need to really work on ourselves and our relationships around us. And, everything is a divisive tactic. And I don't want FE to be a part of that anymore. I have people who think they live on a globe who support the Melodome. Why? Because I'm a good person. I'm a good friend. And it's, we all talk the talk, but do you walk the walk? Are you living what you're speaking? Are you living what you're preaching? Are you just regurgitating what you were just told which is kind of hypocritical. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the path I'm on. And I don't know where I live. I know that what I was taught was a lie. Like, I don't even subscribe to a dome over our head. I did at one point, but now that belief of mine has changed, right?
Right. Here's what I say, Austin. I look at it like this, dude, is that many of us in this journey, once we discover the lies of NASA and the globe lie, many of us basically fall back on the biblical cosmology, right? Because it seems like that the biblical cosmology is much closer to the actual cosmology that we get evidence than the conventional cosmology that's given to us, like the heliocentric model. So many people, I think, Austin, when they enter this realm, they fall back to the biblical cosmology and thus the biblical dogma that comes along with it. I think that's a natural stage. And I see a lot of flat earthers, they kind of hang their hat on that and then boom, they're there and they feel like that's the end of their journey. I do think like creators like you and I serve a great purpose where we can begin to break the dogma, right? We can begin to show that, hell, you can see the lies of this world. Austin, I have a Satanist here, an avowed Satanist, Axis Rat Blood, who knows the globe is a lie, right? I'm not promoting Satanism, but I'm making a point because in philosophy, you always want to bring up extremes to make a point. When you bring up philosophical extremes, it highlights the argument, everybody. So calm down. My point is, if a Satanist could see the flat earth, that shows me something about what this is. You know, so I guess my point is, I like Melodome so much, and I relate with Austin at the Melodome, and Patrick, too. Any channel that's going to come up and really talk about the lies of NASA, the lies of the globe, but who knows how to avoid dogma and knows how to expand the conversation. Because like Austin said, there's no real proof that there's a dome or what it is. There's no real proof. It's like that there's like this guy, this God figure with a beard who's sitting on top of the seventh heaven and is righteously judging us, basically.
Yeah, to think like that right there. I don't think there is this bipedal, all-knowing figure that loves us all but won't interfere. I don't think it's. I mean, what do we know about the afterlife? All these people are they're just adopting other fantasies, and I think that these controllers or the way society is ran or whatever, the way it works is they got two extreme dogmas that people can fall for. You can go the science route. So then, it's all material, Big Bang, blah, blah, blah. And then you can go pick a religion. Doesn't matter. Boom, you're going to go that whole dogma. And then that causes division. They got you from both spectrums, whether it's the science textbooks or the religious books, the religious texts. And I'm not trying to throw the baby out with the bathwater. I think there's a lot of truth in all of that. And, but we just need to,
it's like they're trying
grounded.
to make everything binary.
Right.
Even the flat earth globe, it's binary. It's one or the other. It's like there's no
Right.
middle. Where is the middle point? Like what? That's why I've come back to the simulation and different types of I even watched a clip this morning on Twitter, a little young boy, like blonde, maybe 10, 12 years old, freaking bringing out all this theory about how we have multiple universes and everything. It was insane.
So
man.
that simulation theory, I don't want to go off track here, but you mentioned that, and me and Chris, Flatman X, we talk about that all the time because he believes in simulation theory. I don't. Maybe it's the term being used because in a simulation, how serious are the consequences to your actions compared to this very real life that we're experiencing? And then it turns into like this multiverse hopping, if there's different realities and we can live in different realities, but yet we'll never run into our other self in those other realities. It just becomes, fantasy land to me. I can't, there's no ground in
Think
that.
of it. Have you ever seen the movie The One with Jet Li?
Oh, it's been years.
All right. Well, he traveled from one multiverse to another, and he would kill his other him to acquire the essence of that being, right? So he'd become stronger and So if he killed off all of his multiversal selves, he'd become the one, and he'd become all powerful, right? So the way I'm thinking is, like the kid was explaining this morning, is like, CERN destroyed the universe once, and we just shifted over to the next one, all right? Because energy doesn't die, and all we did was fuse with our other selves, and that's why some people would have dual memories for the, like, let's say, the Mandela effect, but what wasn't able to explain is the fact that people couldn't like the people that didn't remember. So in his theory, saying, well, there's some people that did not survive the transfer, like there's some people that just don't exist, or they're not the same people from the other universe. Like some people, their consciousness didn't transfer or whatever, or maybe their consciousness transferred to the other universe, to the other side, or let's say it's left and right. All right. It's like, let's say a part of us shifted over to the right, and the other part of us shifted over to the left. So, and probably we're all experiencing the Mandela effect in that sense, if that makes any sense.
I don't know.
The way the kid explained it this morning, it was like, he blew my mind. It was like, wow, man, I should bring up the video. It's just crazy.
Yeah, send me that, or I'll, put it in. You got my contact, don't you? Email or
Or you
something.
could drop it in chat. Just drop it in chat for everybody.
Yeah, all right,
Patrick.
I'll go get it. It's on Twitter.
Yeah, just drop the link in the public chat, not the private one.
Yeah.
Austin, let me ask you, dude. You're involved in the, let's call it the FE community, right? Like, you meet with people. I've seen you do meetups in Florida where you hang out with peeps in the community, man. I've only done that on a very small scale, small meetups around me, just here in South Jersey, real small stuff. Like through Weiss's app, we kind of meet up in a park.
Oh, nice.
And we get to spurg out, and it's cool. Like the one meetup we had, it was a complete diversity. It was like there was only like 5 of us, but it was like me. There was a Jewish rabbi. There was just one woman and this dude who was like a undercover flat earther. Like, he couldn't talk to it with his wife and stuff. So he loved being there in the park with us and just having the conversation. And it was really nice.
That's awesome.
But,
you get energy from that? Did you feel like you filled your cup up with energy after that?
Exactly. And that's what I wanted to ask you about, because I know how valuable it was to break the metaversal walls and really experience that in real life. And you're doing this. Like, you've been to the Flattoberfests, you're acquainted with a lot of people in the community, and you hold your own meetups in Florida. So why don't you let the audience in on your experience with that, man? The benefits, maybe even some of the challenges with it. Because we set expectations, Austin. Like, when I first came into this whole community and came here on YouTube, I had a certain expectation that turned out to be false, that we were all going to be this kumbaya community. But you find even in the FE community, there's all types, and it's not all fucking sunshine, roses, and lollipops. But why don't you let us know what's going on and your take on it?
I can't share the link, and I'm not modded, so I can't share the link in chat.
Patrick, you're not modded? Hold on. Let me remedy this.
Because you gotta keep getting blocked, bro.
Patrick, is that why you were trying to stream over me this morning? Because you were upset that you weren't fucking modded in my chat?
No, I don't care.
Go ahead, drop something.
I don't care about mods.
Yeah. Say something in the chat so I can mod you.
All right. Hold on a second.
Put something in there. Go ahead, Austin. What's your take with these meetups, man? How's your experience?
So, I mean, my channel is the Melodome, right? And it's been just over 2 years I've been streaming. But before that, I was all in the information of this community, figuring out all of these things, and then finding online friends, right? Because at that same time, I was getting clean. Me and my wife were getting clean, and first thing we cut out was person, places, and things, right? So we had no friends. So we needed to find friends, and through the live chats like this, like all of you wonderful people in the live chat, one day I seen that live chat button. I'm like, I clicked it. Then I see all these people chatting. It's like, man, are these people real? Let me see. And then next thing you know, you start building these online relationships with people. Well, then the first event I went to was the solstice, summer solstice. It was a Karen B event. It wasn't Flattoberfest. It was some spring event, because Flattoberfest is in October, of course. And, you know, I went there and I've met, you know, I was putting all these names to faces, and it was an incredible experience. Now, what you said, the whole kumbaya, yeah, you got the toxic people in every group. You're always going to have that type of problem, no matter what group it is. That's just human nature. Okay. Not everyone is going to get along. Right. And just because you're a flat earther doesn't mean you're a good person. Okay. You can still be a piece of shit. So, but I had a great time and I met amazing people, and that's how the Melodome came to be. Me and Christian Knapp, shout out Christian, we were talking and I wanted to get my story out there, and he's like, let's do something. And then it snowballed into all this. And then I've only actually thrown one meetup here. I've been to a couple out here in Florida. There's some reoccurring ones all the time. And then went to, I think, 3 more Flattober Fests. I think, I don't really remember. I've been to quite a few of them, and it's a great time. And if you guys haven't gone, I suggest going, because, you know, it's just a beautiful experience. I got 3 fingers. He's in the chat. Met him personally. Marika, she's in the chat. Who else is
so
in here?
hold on, Melodome. So you've met the lovely Marika. You've seen her IRL, so to speak, huh?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Let me ask you, is she as lovely in real life as she is across the metaverse?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right.
For sure. FE Nation, I seen FE Nation. And then my wife got to meet people, and it's just, dude, I'm telling you, Z, you haven't been to one? You haven't been to any? Like
no, but I'm contemplating going to the Vegas one this year, Austin. What are your thoughts? Are you going to Vegas this year? Yes or no?
I'm trying to manifest that.
All right, so Austin, here's the thing. I'm trying to manifest that myself, and so are you. Maybe we make it a thing, dude, where like we go out there, we'll do our streams, we'll do our live stuff from there, and you and I can kind of maybe collaborate, dude. What do you think, dude? Should we try to make this happen? How's this? We're gonna put it out there in the ether, right? We're gonna set our intention, and then we're just gonna let the ether do its thing, right? We're gonna let the etherverse just do it, right? And then we really don't have to do anything about it, because we got that. We're gonna send the positive vibes out, and we're just gonna make it happen, dude. Straight up.
Yeah, that's what it's about, man. You know, and that's kind of how I want the Melodome to be, right? Is because that's how I found this community. Me looking for answers. I don't even know what kind of answers I was looking for. I'm just this curious mind, a sober minded now. And it's like, okay, what's going on in the world? Let me find out. And it somehow led me to here in this community. And then I was able to resonate with so many people, and we just had great, you know, there's a lot of amazing people in here in this community. It's just a great time. And then that's what I wanted to turn the Melodome into an experience. You know, you show up, the chat is friendly, it's a great conversation. You know, I like to keep an open mind. I don't really know a bunch of truth. There's some truths or conspiracies that I don't align with more than I do others, but that's okay. I like I try to stay away from dogmatic things. I want to get other people's perspectives. Yeah, I probably just didn't even answer your question. I don't know, but the events are amazing. They're amazing.
Here's what I do. When I look at my channel and the content that I want to present, Austin, is I don't think I look at it like this. I say, what am I into? And then let me express that on my channel, because what I think some content creators get in trouble with, not like I know, but it's just my feeling, is that they try to chase the dragon, so to speak. They try to go after what they think people are interested in, right? So they'll give the flashy thumbnail with the hot topic of the time, and they may not even be that interested in it. And I think they do themselves a long-term disservice, because you might get those clicks, you might get those views, but if you're not really passionate about the topic, I don't think the energy is going to be right for the audience. So for me, it's all about what I'm into, and then I express that for my audience, and they could either choose to experience it or not. Do you find that that's
100%? Yeah. I mean, I could easily have thousands more subs by now if I was a you know, Bible thumping, hardcore Christian who believed all mountains were melted buildings and every chick is a dude. I literally could go along with everything and be crushing right now. I would have way more subs than I do now. It is what it is, but I don't know. I'm not trying to go for clickbait. It's not about the quantity for me. It's more the quality. I'm trying to find people that resonate on my level, you know, or if not, then we can meet in the middle. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here for clicks, right?
Patrick,
I guess I am here for clicks. Let me be honest. I'm here for clicks, but I'm not trying to do the clickbait. I'm just, you know, if you're into it, you can stick around. If not, it's cool.
Right. Because you get yourself in trouble. Because say you started chasing that dragon, Austin. Now forever, your whole quote unquote career here, you're going to be chasing that dragon. And I think long term, it'd probably be dissatisfying.
Right.
What about you, Patrick? You seem to kind of follow that same ethos that you seem to talk about things you're interested in. You don't seem to be looking for the quote unquote clickbait. What's your thoughts on this?
Well, I'm a little bit like Austin on that. Is that I'd rather have people come and watch the show for you know, because they like it, you know, because they want to come and hang out there. And it's and if you guys notice, I'm not really selling anything on the show. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really selling Flat Earth, not selling Mandela Effect. I'm not selling anything. I'm
selling shirts though. Melodome.live.
But in a sense, like I love promoting all of that because it's things that I actually resonate with, and it's a part of, you know, I believe my spiritual awakening. So it's all a part of this process and this journey that I've been embarked upon since the last 6 or 7 years now. And well, since I've turned 40, so it's been 6 years. And you know, so this is just a continuation of that, and the journey just goes on, right? And if people want to come and watch the show, and it makes me really happy, you know, I'm like, all right, that means people are actually interested in what's going on. The show's not always good. I mean, sometimes we have people up on the show that are fucking boring, and they, you know, people leave, you know, and sometimes the topics are really hot, and we get like I get up to 80 viewers and stuff like that. I guess it all depends who's on panel, what the subject is about. And, you know, and OTW News, we talk about all kinds of stuff. It could span from religion to ancient history to freaking, you know, rights and freedoms. And we got all kinds of different topics that I touch on. I try to avoid racism, actually, is the most I can. This is one, like yesterday was like a topic that I've never really touched upon, and I never really wanted to engage in because I don't like that topic. I like to stay away from that topic. I believe it's like one of them political topics that make you either choose a side, one or the other. And I don't like that time.
Yeah, it's like politics, you know? It's like,
I don't like being given two choices.
Right.
I hate that. I'm not a kid. You get it? I don't like that psychological bullshit that you play on children to make them do what you want.
Right.
You know, I hate that.
To me, it's a false binary. So what you do, you present a situation and you just give two very limited.
Yeah, like you did with me this morning.
Choices.
Remember, you said, okay, if you go live, I won't let you up on panel. So you gave me a children's choice, and I had
Patrick,
to make
have you never been involved in negotiations? Come on, you're in sales.
But you used that tactic on me,
you're
and
in sales,
I fucking, Patrick. You know, I recognized it. You know, I'm not stupid.
Patrick's hot this morning, Austin. Patrick is fucking hot this morning, dude. What's going on in your life, Patrick? Let's Patrick.
It's raining.
I mean,
it's raining. It's the temperature.
Austin,
it's
let's help Patrick out a little bit. Let's let him, you know, exercise some of those demons that he has. What's going on, Patrick? What's the internal struggle that you're going through now that's expressing itself here this morning between you and me? What's going on, man?
I was just pointing out a fact. There's nothing going on. I was just pointing out a fact.
Fair enough.
Just to come back to that binary situation where we find ourselves in many given situations, many given moments, even here on panel on YouTube when we do broadcasts, we're always confronted to that. So,
right on, guys.
We're not immune to it.
Right on. All right, guys. I'm gonna move on. Give some other people a chance to come on up here. This was great. This is fucking awesome.
You want me to jump out?
Yeah, man. But before you go, dude, let's what kind of final thoughts do you have for the for the audience, dude? What do you got going on, man? You got anything upcoming of note? Anything that's like exciting?
I will be going live tomorrow evening, 7 p.m. Eastern. I will be presenting at the True Earth Summer Solstice Summit at the end of this month, the 23rd and 24th. It's an online summit. It's like an online Flattoberfest where the presentations are online at trueearther.com. If you guys want to get tickets, use the coupon code Melodome50. You get 50% off the ticket. But
Nice.
And no, man, just putting out good content. I go live every Wednesday and Sunday. Wednesdays usually like by myself unless I do an open panel. I am doing an open panel tomorrow though, so if anybody wants to come kick it tomorrow in the Melodome, we can talk about whatever, any topic, right? Just mellow vibes though, please.
Right on. You're doing an
But yeah, you're
open
crushing,
panel.
man. You're over 1,000 subs now.
I just hit it this morning.
Congratulations, by the way, Z.
But
Nice.
you never know I appreciate that, guys. But you never know with me because sometimes I tend to get a little controversial, and you never know. You might lose a couple subs. So it's 1,000, but I haven't ruled out that I'll piss a few people off, and you'll see it go below. But right now we're at 1,000, and like I said, every one of
If you
those
ain't pissing people off, you ain't doing it right.
right. Look, every one of those is earned. Not one of them was bought. Mr. Talcott, looking your way. Anyway, every one of them was earned. It was just me. Guys, I just got on here and started opening my mouth like in November of last year. You know what I'm saying? It's like 8 months ago. I just started talking, and then I don't know. Just things started to happen. It's not like I got on here and said I'm going to just be a fucking broadcaster. I did want it's funny how it happened, guys, because my thought was if you go back to my very first video on my channel, my very first 2 videos, it's me doing a character named Jim Bob, where I'm playing like a typical MAGA, like redneck MAGA guy. I have like a stupid, like a duck hunting hat on, like a plaid hat, and I'm just basically doing a thing. And my point at the time was I wanted to develop a morning show that was like comedic. Like I wanted to develop a morning show where truthers can come and laugh and learn, like education but informational at the same time, and entertainment. And interestingly enough, that's kind of what this materialized to be. So it's like I was saying before, like I set this intention, but it's not like I didn't start studying broadcasting, like I didn't start learning how to use different StreamYards and computer graphics. I just put the intention out there and I just started to speak. And now here I am with like a show that's starting to, slowly build some steam. You guys know how it is in this thing. It's slow growth, slow and steady.
Oh yeah.
And so I set that intention, and now here I am with a morning show that's comedic for truthers. Wow, somebody just said I'm down to. So
nah,
I did lose subscribers, which is funny. Which I know that means YouTube's playing with me, because I've never lost 6 subscribers in the middle of a stream, but I did. So I'm back down to where I was last night. It's funny you say that, Jay. That's why I wasn't celebrating 1,000 subscribers, because I know I just didn't lose 6 subscribers over this. It's possible. I mean, we went in.
Yeah, you'll get them back in the next day, Izzy. It's.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens to me too.
Oh, it's like a YouTube thing.
Yeah. I some days I'll get like -4 subs, and then the next day I'll be up 2. And anyway, it's just like a weird thing.
That's why I'm not worried about it. Like I'll see my views, and then they'll go down by 10 or 20, and so that's why I'm not like super hung up on it. What it is, guys, is that it's more about, I don't know, maybe you guys find this, but it's more about having a core audience that's like your core supporters, really. Okay, like I'll give you, like, for instance, OTW News, that guy that you have your beef with, like Bruce Sees All, whatever his name is.
Right.
Oh, my God, that dude is terrible, man. That channel.
He's a total glove
next to me. This guy lives like 2 towns away from me, man.
Yikes.
And we have a problem because of Jason John Swartz, which is his brother, and Zetetic Warrior has it. You know how small the world is, Austin, eh? And Zetetic Warrior had it out with Jason, and then I had it out with Jason. Now Jason has it out with Freedom Grower, and it's just like a cycle. And Bruce Sees All went and freaking he called me a hacker on his channel. There were 100,000 subs and you know, a few hundred people watching. He was live and he's, you know, promoting my channel in a negative way, but still, he's an asshole. And I'll say it live right here. I don't have any problems with
right
it.
on. My point is that he's got 100,000 subscribers, but then when you go in his views, he goes live. He does a live show, and he gets like 1,000 views, maybe a little bit more. That's 1%, dude. You see what I'm saying? So 1% of his subscribers are watching his stuff. There's a couple things that could be there, but to me, that's fishy. How could all those subscribers be legit if 1% of them's watching? That's not, the numbers don't bear that out. Usually it's like 30%, maybe 40% of your, if you have like, to me, if you have a good channel that's active and kind of has some juice, you know, anywhere from 20 to 50% of your subscribers are going to be represented in your view count. That depends. If you stream for 2 hours, that might be a little less. If you stream for fucking 10 hours, it might be a little bit more. But in average, you're going to have a certain portion of your subscribers are going to watch your stuff. He's got 1% of his subscribers watching his shit, dude. What's your take on that, Patrick?
Well, that's pretty odd in my opinion, because even my channel gets between 20 and 50 to 60%.
Right.
Know, it really goes up high when I, well, no, not 50. See, I don't go up to a half. No, wait a minute. Like 10% is like what?
Of what?
10%. So 1% of my audience. Okay, so that'd be like 10 people. All right. I was just trying to figure out the numbers in my mind here. So yeah, so that means that 1% is actually really bad.
That means dude is buying his subs. That's what it means. To me. I mean, you're buying subs.
Very likely. Look, the point is, if you have 100,000 subscribers and 1,000 people watching your lives total, like 1,000 views, not like active, but 1,000 total views.
He doesn't get more than like 60, 70 viewers while he's live streaming.
Right. So it's, again, I tend to think what Austin just said, but all right, let's let Austin of the Meldome go.
Hey, beforehand, Austin, just check out the private chat. I dropped the link for that kid. Unless if Z wants to play it, because I put it backstage, but if he doesn't,
much love, Patrick. But you know, I really don't play. How long is it?
It's like a minute and a half. It's really short.
I just grabbed it. Appreciate it.
It's a short.
I don't know. Do I violate my thing? Maybe another time,
it's
Patrick.
A cool video. You really appreciate it, especially.
I know.
Sure,
but I don't.
Smart kids, but you can look at it on your own time, man.
Yeah. We'll let the audience peruse.
But Z, let's I'll reach out to you. Let's link up. We'll do a show. You know.
We'll do something. Now, what are you thinking, man? Do you want to do like? You've already interviewed me. We could do a part 2, or we can, you know, what are you thinking?
I don't know.
What do you want to?
I'd rather do. I don't want it to really be an interview. I just want to get into a bunch of gravy topics with you, and then.
All right.
You know, because I feel like we're resonating on a lot of tips. It could end up being a great back and forth that we can put out for other people to chew up. You know. I like your style, bro. I like your style.
Right back at you. We'll come up with something cool. Much love, dude. We'll talk to you later.
OTW, you lost, homie.
Peace.
You lost.
I lost. You're the best, man.
All right, guys. Peace out.
Much love. Much love, Ben. That's Awesome Austin, the Meldome, everybody, who vanquished Patrick in our Flat Earth Jeopardy game. Let's bring up Christos. Let's welcome Christos back to the stream. You there, Christos?
Hey, yeah.
What's up, big dog? What did you? I don't know if you saw it. I don't know if you got here, but did you see Patrick's showing in the Flat Earth Jeopardy game? Were you witness to that?
No, I wasn't.
Oh, fair enough. Did you catch Illumitommy's appearance on the OTW News Network yesterday?
I did. I was there. Yep.
All right. What are your thoughts on it?
I'm glad he let Illumitommy up. I mean, I don't think he did a gun show again, so that was good. And it was funny. I forgot who else was there. No, Wizard was there. I I don't know who else, but yeah, no, that was a good dynamic for the time being that it lasted.
All right, because not everybody would agree. Slashy came up earlier in the show here and admonished me, but I basically said that you know, that I accepted her thoughts because she didn't like that I was taking glee in the fact that Illumitami was using such hateful speech against Joe Cool. She felt as though no matter what my feelings are towards Joe Cool, that I shouldn't be like supportive of Tommy's behavior. And I can't argue with her, man. But you seem to disagree. You didn't seem to have any problems with it.
No, I mean, I definitely think he pulls that card too much and is edgy with it. But I know that Tommy isn't
Right.
coming with vitriol either at Joe Cool. He's more of just trying to prove a point in a jester-esque fashion, about a word. But yeah, he does use it a little too much in like I feel like a CBO, community like edgelord type way. He uses it where he knows it's going to trigger people. I mean, yes, I guess that he's proving a point further about that, but he does it in a way where it's not always the most tasteful. Like he overuses that card, so I can have that criticism about that situation. But overall, I find Illumitami very entertaining when he's not doing a gun show and or being actually a little too weird with some pedophilic jokes or whatnot. He
All
was
right.
using the baby filter, Z. He was using the baby filter on Benton's or maybe it was OTWs. I can't remember. He was using the baby filter that they have on Snapchat. It was weird as fuck.
I know
Made him look
Illumitami's
young in the
weird, but
face.
here's my last thought on Illumitami. Then I have another guest backstage I want to bring up. I think Illumitami is comedic in a lot of ways. I think he has a certain shtick that he's going for. So I always take Illumitami with a huge pile of salt anytime he speaks, But I kind of see what he's going for. I want to bring up Trinity Dave. OTW, I got Trinity Dave in the back. Let's talk to him about his recent. Yeah, let's talk to him about his recent experiences. I'm gonna let Mitchell come up. Mitch. Mitchell.
You are?
Yeah, because Mitchell has
Oh
a
my
counterpoint, and I want him to. Trinity Dave is not a fearful man. He's not going to be afraid to have a conversation with Mitchell. I mean, I don't want to speak for him, but he stands on his behaviors, his actions. He stands on who he is. Come on up, Mitch. I dropped the link for you. Let's prep the audience, OTW. So Trinity Dave a few days ago was doing activism work, and things got heated. Things got physical. There was chest bumping, and temperatures were rising. All right, I see you, Mitch. Hold on. Both Mitch and Trinity Dave are backstage. We're going to bring Dave up first, then Mitch. For those of you who aren't aware, Trinity Dave is a street activist. Particularly, he's a flat Earth street activist. I know that may trigger something in some of you. But well, anyway, he was out doing his activism, and there was an incident. Things got physical. There wasn't any punches thrown, but basically there was a scrap. I called it a scrum, but my other viewers said that the British would more call it a scrap. But I thought scrum was appropriate, especially because Trinity Dave has some experience in rugby. We know about rugby scrums. So Trinity Dave found himself with a group of people around him. A lot of them were 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds. They were young men, teenagers, let's say. But there was also adults that came in. And let's just say things got heated. And the policy enforcement showed up. I think they're called bobbies in England. Are they called bobbies, OTW, or are they called cops? I don't know.
I don't remember the terminology for a policeman in
I don't know.
The
only thing I know of, most of my knowledge on like the British people come from like old Benny Hill episodes. So I picture like the old bobbies walking around with the fucking bobby sticks in their hands and those goofy hats, and they're just in like fast motion. I don't know. 4 people just got that reference. Anyway, yeah, I get all my knowledge of the British comes from pop culture. It comes from Monty Python, Benny Hill, you know, these old fucking movies. Anyway, without any further ado, let's bring up Trinity Dave. Trinity Dave, welcome back to the stream.
Hey, how you going, guys?
Peace, Dave. How you doing?
Good, thanks. Thanks for your support at TW recently. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, for sure, man.
So Trinity Dave, before we get into the mix of it, the biggest controversy, I think even bigger than your little scrap with those hooligans, those Clockwork Orange boys, those whatever those kids were, was I'd say a bigger controversy is some people notice that as you're doing your street activism and you're playing music in the background, one of the songs you played was that OTW rap that he does. Did you know, Trinity Dave, that the OTW Flat Earth rap is a part of your playlist? Was that a conscious decision on your part, or was that a mistake?
I mean, I can't take any credit for that. Actually, that credit goes to Dean HD. He's also got a channel. He does a lot of activism himself. Him and his partner Sarah have been joining me. All
right, so we're gonna blame Dean HD and Sarah for that debacle of placing OTW's, one might call that even a racist rap, when he was basically trying to pretend that he was DMX in a fucking white jacket. So we're gonna blame Dean for that, because to put that song in the same category as like all these other great flat Earth artists, like like Conspiracy Music Guru and all these others, like Bob, like B.O.B., the rapper.
Oh, yeah.
And then you hear like,
let me be honored to be amongst all those awesome
Patrick,
musicians.
I had to point it out that
indeed I'm humbled to be I'm actually, it's an honor, even though Z doesn't agree with my rap talents.
Right. So here's what we're gonna do, okay? So I have to just say before we start the segment off, before I met Mitch, don't go anywhere. I'm gonna let you up in a moment. I know you're ready to go. I just have to make it. I wanted it to be known that I found that the greater controversy of the day was the fact that you're fucking playing OTW's insane rap song to the public. But anyway, let's get beyond that.
That's maybe why the police were called.
Guys, this is I paint a picture here, guys. This is my art here. This is my art. You could respect that, Mitchell, right? What's the Mitchell saying? Please respect it. Anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let OTW moderate the see OTW, you had something in you that wanted to express itself, and my whole show has become the OTW show this morning. What I'm going to do, Patrick, is I'm going to bring up Mitchell. Patrick, you're going to moderate the interaction between Mitchell and Trinity Dave. Got it? Because Patrick, hold on. Did you witness the physical altercation that took place or no?
Actually, that's the part I missed.
All right, so I can't. All right, fuck. So you're not.
That last
all right, part, you can't moderate it then. You can't moderate it. So I'm going to moderate it. I'll leave you up here, but Christos, I love you, but I'm going to put you in the back because I want to give Mitchell a bigger screen. Okay, you all right with that, Christos?
Hey, after I still want to get like Dave's take if he wants to tell us a bit about what happened, because since I missed it, if he wants, or if you will permit it, Z.
Hold on! Breaking news! Come back, Christos. Bigger than Christos just showed himself shirtless. Oh, you guys missed it. All right, fair enough. All you ladies, you can go back and screenshot that if you want. There was a shirtless Christos, let me know next time I can promote it. Wait till I'm monetized before I bring you up without a shirt on. We need to monetize that. We're going to let all the ladies of the audience basically super chat. And who gets to win a date with Krista?
Yeah.
Anyway,
a bachelor auction.
All right. We're going to do a bachelor auction. I'm going to get Krista. Maybe Trinity Dave, from what I could tell, some of these ladies might want to see you with a shirt off. I don't know. Anyway, I don't want to digress.
Yeah.
This is where the show gets crazy, guys. This is where I get, this is where the show gets nuts. Anyway. So Trinity Dave, do you want to say anything? Because do you know who this guy Mitch is? I'd imagine he's probably been at your channel trolling you, Dave. Do you know who he is?
No.
All right, so he's very vocal. So Mitch has very strong feelings on your interaction with those young hooligans the other day. So
Can I just check? Is he a flat earther?
he's not a flat earther, not even close.
Okay, because what happens is that when adults see something being done that they don't. Let's put it this way: it's a little bit like watching a football match, and there's a hard tackle, and if you're supporting that team, you're going to see it as a good tackle. The opposition team might see it as a foul.
Right, you're going to be biased. There's inherent
Absolutely.
bias. There's a bias, and what people do is their biases will cloud their judgments, their thoughts.
Well, look at the Catholics. You know, they make a lot of excuses for stuff that happens in the Catholic Church because that's their team, right? So when these kids are, you know, were approaching me, getting right up in my face, being super rude, saying stuff. I mean, even the police, when they came by later, they said, you know, just standing here a little while, I've seen how much abuse gets thrown at you. And, you know, the stuff that people are saying. But these boys are, you know, they're taking that step further because they don't have that same the consequence thing that adults do. So adults will say like rude stuff to me, really, really rude stuff, and just keep walking. Generally, just keep walking. Whereas these kids, you know, they were getting in touch with their pals. The gang was growing. The number of children, you know, youngsters were growing.
All right, Mitch. We're gonna bring Mitch up. He wants to come up. He's ready. He's expressing to me that he's ready. So, without any further ado, let's welcome back to the stream, Mitch. Mitch, welcome back to Z Show.
There's no point in having a conversation about me when you can have a conversation to me.
Oh, well, you're here now.
You know, so essentially, the question was asked
Mitch.
about my flat earther status. All right. So I'm not on one team or the other. I'm on the team of truth. Right. And the truth doesn't have a name. So that's what I'm on. I'm not obligated to believe your rhetoric any more than the government's. All right. So that's where I stand on that.
Settle down, everybody. I got to moderate this. Mitch is coming in hot. Everybody just take a breath. All right. Take a fucking breath.
Don't represent me. I don't need representation. I can present myself just fine.
Fair enough, dude. Fair enough. Take a breath. All right. You're here now, Mitch.
All right. So you want to talk about the situation?
Your objection is noted. Now, you saw what played out, Mitch. You've expressed your feelings concerning the incident with Trinity Dave and those young men on the streets of England that we witnessed the other day. All right. Can you please present your case? Where do you feel as though Trinity Dave is deserved of culpability in the incident? The floor is yours.
All right. From my perspective, what I saw is, for instance, when Dave walked up to a group of adult men, one of them asked Dave not to film. He instantly turned around and respected that request. All right. And when I'm going to jump around a little bit to kind of make my points, but when Dave was talking to the police, he said he wasn't approaching anyone. He wasn't being intrusive or anything like that. Well, when the group of 3 young kids, the 13, 14-year-olds, were walking by Dave walked towards them and gave his little, you know, the earth is flat stuff, and they kind of ignored him, kept walking. He was following them and started hollering more of his rhetoric, and they turned around and they engaged with him. And then it became a heated situation when another young kid came up and asked him not to film, and Dave didn't respond the same way he responded to the adults, and the kid told him to fuck off. Dave felt disrespected and got in his face, and then another 14-year-old pushed Dave because Dave was chest bumping.
Okay, hold on. Time out. I want to interject here because
let me finish my sentence at least. I'm happy to stop, but yeah. So the kid, Dave chest bumped the kid that told him to fuck off. Another kid came in and pushed him away and ended up with a bloody lip. I couldn't see what all exactly happened on camera, but that's what I saw from my perspective. If you need to interject, I'm happy.
Okay, here's what I'll say. Is that the only thing I will say is this: many things of what you're saying, I objectively observed, but I don't have the same take of it. Like as you. But what I want to pin it is to the moment where things got physical. Now, I did notice that the kid said to fuck off to Dave. He basically said fuck off or fuck you.
And that's when Dave got in his face. Instantly got in his face.
Right, but that's it, because you said Dave touched him. Now, I will agree, Dave, it appeared that you did take some step towards the kid at that moment. I'm not saying you touched him, but it appears as though, Dave, based on the camera angle, things were getting heated. I don't know what your mental state was at the point, your emotional state, but I will agree with Mitch that it appears that you did make a forward advance somewhat to that kid. And then that's when things appeared to get physical. Other people, the kid next to him, Dave, appeared to put his hands on you. So although, Dave, I'm not saying in any way that you put hands on the kid, I will agree with Mitchell that from the footage, it appeared, Dave, that you may have made some type of forward motion to that kid, therefore squeezing an already close, tight situation. And then the personal bubbles were really close, but it appears you did go into his personal bubble. I'm not saying you touched him, Dave, but I'm going to agree with Mitch in that it appears you made a forward advance to the boy.
I just want to clarify my perception on that is, the reason why I know Dave knows he was doing wrong is because when he told the cops that the kids were acting in an intimidating fashion towards him, he was basically victiming and saying that he was gang mobbed by these 14-year-olds. That's not exactly what happened.
Okay. Fair enough. Let's give Dave the floor. He has a chance to respond. Go ahead, Dave.
Let's start by saying that when you're seeing the event from just this angle in front of me, then you do not have the full spectrum. When it comes to the kid who started it, telling me I had to delete the footage of him, I believe that was a conversation that I'd had with him a long time before this all happened. That some of these boys had been on the other side of the road nearer the banners where I had been. But I'd walked over the road. And by the way, when it comes to filming adults,
do you have any evidence of this being factual? Do you have any evidence of this? I mean, you're making the story really convoluted, man. I want to just get down to the facts of it.
Are you going to let me talk?
Yeah, absolutely. But you're giving me a bunch of mumbo jumbo.
Mitch, we let you talk. Let him talk, Mitch. We gave you the floor. It's his time.
He did this when he was talking to the cops. He sat there and gave a 30-minute story about how he's such a great man to have credibility and then lied to the cops.
Okay,
so,
you'll have a chance to rebut. Take notes if you need. Let him talk, all right? He's all across the world, dude. We're trying to communicate here. We have to have some type of order, some type of courtesy. Go ahead. Continue, Dave.
Yeah, so where was I? So I had had conversations with some of these kids. So there is because what this guy is offering is that as part of his kind of evidence, if you like, that
did you have conversations with those kids?
Mitch, you can't control yourself. I'm gonna have to put you in the back, Mitch.
He said he had conversations with some of those kids.
Mitch, we're here for dialogue. Mitch, we're here for dialogue.
Right, okay? We're here for clarity and truth. Which
all right,
kids?
But Mitch, I understand. Please restrain yourself. You'll have your turn, okay?
Will you please, for the sake of clarity, answer the questions? Which kids you had previous dialogue with?
Okay, you got to remember that I haven't looked back at the video, so everything happened in real time, real quick. It's not as big.
I'm just asking you to substantiate your claims now, that you're making now.
You do need to learn some control, son. You can't.
That may be, but I don't care about what your perception of me is. This isn't personality politics. I care about the truth, right?
So I'm trying to offer you.
If you were truthful, you would just answer the questions.
Mitch. Look, I have to moderate this somewhat, right, Mitch?
I think that's why you don't want to look at the.
Dave, do you want to address any of Mitch's questions?
I will answer any questions you have for me. I wish you would answer one of mine.
Is that they don't want to, because the trauma that this globe lie brings up in people is so great that they kick off in ways that they don't have control of themselves. And this young mob of boys had kind of lost control of themselves, and I was holding my ground. It may seem as though I stepped forward, but my recollection of all of that was that I asked these guys to stay out of my space. I backed away, stay out of my space, and they kept coming on to me. Now, if we were,
you walked up to them. When did you ask them to back away from you?
He asked them multiple times, Mitch. Multiple times he asked them to back off. He repeatedly asked them.
After he approached them? After he got in their face? Or
he's allowed to
before?
approach him. Is it unlawful? Did he?
I'm asking for the sake of clarity. When did this happen? Did he ask them to back off before he got in their face or after?
I'm in a cool.
Mitch, you're painting a picture, a narrative. He didn't get in their face. No,
I'm not. I'm trying to get down to the bottom of the facts.
Mitch, look, trying to engage young men in conversation is not getting in their face. He was trying to engage these young men in conversation.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying when you objectively observed him getting into those kids' face.
Mitch, they chose. Hold on. We can get to that moment. But you can't obscure the lead up to the moment.
I'm not. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not obscuring it. I'm being very clear and direct.
Mitch, take a beat, Mitch. Mitch, I'm going to put you in the back so you can take a beat. I want you to breathe a little bit. I'm going to bring you back up. Calm down, Mitch. I'm not getting rid of you. I want you to breathe a little bit because you're steamrolling. All right,
will you stop blocking me from chat then?
You're not blocked from chat. Aren't you in a yurt experiment? Isn't it?
Yeah, well, someone just timed me out.
Because you can't, you're spamming my chat constantly.
That's not spam. Did I break community guidelines? Show where.
No, I didn't say you broke community guidelines, but
that's not spam. Having a strong opinion is not spam.
Mitch, did I have to let you up on my panel? No, you're here, right?
And I have to come up here? No.
No, but I didn't know. Okay, look, here's the thing, dude. Just go take a breath, calm down. I'm going to bring you back up. I want to give Trinity Dave a chance to talk because you're running over him. If we're going to get to the truth of the matter, I want to have dialogue
about the situation.
All right, I'm not trying. All right, fine. All right, fine, Mitch. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to leave you and Trinity up. Mitch, try to have a conversation, dude.
I will try my best. This is my best effort. This will be my best effort.
Here's the deal, Dave. If he just railroads you, he's basically showing the audience, where he's coming from, that he's really not interested. So, Mitch,
we got some footage.
Just answer the clear questions. When there's a direct question,
Mitch,
please answer
it.
We got some footage when we were walking away from the town.
Hold on, Dave. Let me talk. Mitch, if you're interested in truth, you'll try to have a discourse with this man, okay? So I'm going to let you two go. Hold on.
I'm not good.
I'm going to let you here. I'm going to give you two the floor. You guys are going to be able to do it on your own, unmoderated. That's fine. But before I do it, let me let Snafu Snaps up because I don't know how long you guys are going to be up. Snafu, what do you have to say this morning?
I got to just say, Trinity, I saw the whole thing go down. And I know your passion for flat Earth, and whether you agree or not, I get it. And what I got to say about you, Trinity, is you cupcaked it, man. Whether or not you got to realize resistance is going to happen for the passion of the deception of what you're claiming you're going to warn people. So but you kind of cupcaked it, and you did do the whole thing but then you acted like a Me Too victim, and you really did, Trinity. And you need to realize if you're gonna be in the foxhole for one of the greatest deceptions in the world, you better uncupcake it, dude. Now, I do understand London has a lot of stabbers at all ages. So, again, protect yourself. I get it. But I did see cupcake status. And instead of going out there afterwards, you tried to, push it on the cop a little, but not really. I think your technique could use help getting out there. But Mitch is right. This dude cupcaked it, and he's kind of lying about how the.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Thank you.
All right, that's all I got to say.
Much love, Snafu. Thank you. All right, here's what I'm going to say before I recuse myself. Patrick, I'm going to put you in the back. Fuck, what happened here? All right. Patrick, do you have any thoughts before I put you? And I would put both of us in the back, Patrick. So do you have any thoughts?
Well, just would like to hear what Trinity has to say. So whether
all right,
in the back
so hopefully,
stage,
all right,
matter.
I'm gonna put you in the back then. Much love. All right, now I'm gonna say one last thing before I put myself in the back. Trinity, I don't think you did anything wrong. My only critique of you, I'm not going to critique your conversation with the cops, is that based on the footage I saw, I think the only critique I can give you is in the moment, it appears as though you made some type of step forward towards the kid. I'm not saying you touched him, That's the only critique I'm going to make. I have no problems with what you did of anything else. Hold on, Dave. Hold on. I'm just saying what I saw. I have no problems with what you're doing. I love what you're doing out there. It's not easy, and people need to understand that. The kids were being aggressive, but that's the only thing I could say, Dave, is it appeared on the video that there was a forward advance. That's all I'm saying. Now, you're going to have the floor here with Mitchell. Mitch, I'm going to ask that you be in some way honorable in your discourse with this man, okay? This is a man who has a life experience. He's out there advocating for something that he believes in and he's passionate about, all right? I'm just asking for that discourse. So, Mitchell, how you act here is going to show everybody who you are. Or, Mitchell, are you the man of integrity, honor, morals, ethics, and value that you claim to be? Or are you just going to spurg out?
I am, but I suck at communicating. This isn't a secret, and I will try my best to have discourse. I will. I want to have dialogue.
Right.
I want to get clarity, and I want to hear his perspective. At the same time, I just don't want to be gaslighted into falling for this woo-woo nonsense about how great of a man he is.
And we show the world that people can have discourse. Because, Dave, I think this will help you, Dave, because, Dave, none of us are perfect. And you're out there doing something. And you have the community is on you right now, Dave. So this may help smooth some of maybe rough edges that you may need to have smooth. I don't know. Anyway,
nobody is perfect, but that righteous indignation eats me alive.
All right,
man. I can't stand it.
I'm going to excuse and recuse myself from these proceedings, and I'm going to let two men discourse. Now, this is a social experiment. Can two men have discourse and not just fucking tear each other apart? All right, guys, floor's yours.
All right, Dave, I'm going to try and interrupt as little as possible. I did get it. I'm going to take some notes so I don't have to spurg out and spew out every thought I have out of thinking it's going to get wasted or lost. So, Manny, the floor is yours. If you want to try and give your perspective, I think I gave a brief synopsis of mine.
All right. Well, for people who don't know, I've been doing the street activism for 5 years on Flat Earth. And in the last year or so, I've definitely noticed that people come to this Flat Earth information with all different sorts of preloaded ideas and programs now. You know, back in 2018, when we were first doing it, it was so new that most people hadn't even come across the idea. Today, a lot of youngsters have heard about it, and most of them have heard about it from the PSYOP, Simon, Dan, and Professor Dave, that kind of thing. So they come with almost the same preloaded, sometimes anger. And the day before this, I was in the same town in a different location. I don't know if you saw that footage.
Can I interrupt for a second? You want me to hold my thought, but because you're asking if I was a flat earther, and then so you assumed or presumed that I have these preloaded angers towards you guys. I'm not interested in flat earth, to be honest. I'm not interested in doing the research. I don't really care. I find other truths much more pressing. But I understand and respect the idea that you guys are trying to expose lies, as long as you're not trying to claim you're the truth. That's where I'm at on it.
I hear that quite a lot from people in the street, actually. But when you were losing your cool a little minute ago, it reminded me of the moment we left that town, that same town, after that same event. And a guy who was in the coffee shop came up to me. I've got footage of this. He came up to me and basically tried to incite me into a fight because he was so upset.
The Nero guy. Yeah, I saw it.
Oh, no, a different guy, not the Nero guy. And it was another guy that hadn't, as far as I know, been involved at any point prior.
Was it on the same live stream?
No, I'd already cut the stream, and we were walking out of town. We were just leaving that street, and the guy left. He seemed to have come from the Nero shop, and he was super wound up. And, you know, he was making this claim about me having punched a boy, which is not true.
That wasn't the Nero guy? That wasn't the guy that was getting in your face who had the Nero shirt on?
No, there was another guy.
He changed clothes and came back. All right, could be wrong.
Well, so it's no way that you would have seen this footage, because I'd already stopped the stream, and my friend Dean, he filmed it on his camera.
You
My
see where
phone-
I'm getting confused though, because that Nero guy came back up to you on your way out. So another guy from another coffee shop came up to you as well.
No, I think he was from the same coffee shop, but he was really wanting to get. He came right up into my face, and he wanted to have a fight with me. He wanted to incite me to do something to him. Now, I could see where this was at, but what I've found in a town called Salisbury a few months ago was that a gang of boys can start getting to a point where they're doing stuff. They're getting so wound up. They're getting so angry. There's nothing I can do to walk away from them. I can't leave my banners. But this has happened to me before. And then the day before this happened, I was in the same town in a different location. I'm just giving you the background because this is my own experience. The day before,
it's a different situation though. But all right, I don't have the context. So
not at
can
all.
we just get into the situation that we both are aware of?
Listen, I'm going to tell the story. Whether you want to sit there or not is up.
Fair enough. Yeah, you give us your background and let us know how you've been victimized before. So this must be the same.
Well, you want to keep, poisoning the well. That's fine, but it shows where you're at. Let me tell you something. That the day before, I had about 8.
If you can articulate my logical fallacy, I'd gladly hear it.
Are you going to let me explain myself? Are you? Really?
Yeah, poisoning the well. Sure, go ahead.
So the day before, I had a group of about 8 youngsters over a period of about 10 minutes build up a head of steam such that they were not going to let me go. They hounded me the whole time that I was there for about an hour. They kept coming in. I'd move away from them. They'd come into my space. They'd come in, and this video is also live. So if you're that interested, I suggest you go and look at it.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
It wasn't an opportunity for you to speak. This is not.
Well, you don't get to determine if or when I speak, sir.
Yeah, it seems clear that you have no control over that. But what I
you
found,
asked me a question, so I answered. Dumb fuck.
So now it's ad hominem. Now you're calling me dumb.
You wanted to go there. You claim that I'm poisoning the well, dude. Just get through to your story, man. Let's get to the situation that we're talking about.
You may well be the kind of guy who would also come and stand right up in my face and be upset.
I would come stand in your face. I would.
Exactly. And this is where I said to those children, because I'm talking to another child, it seems, I said to those children that get out of my space. You feel it's okay for them to be right up in somebody's face? That's not normal. That's not our.
Is that what happened in the situation that we're referring to, where the 14-year-olds gang mobbed
That's what
you?
happened in the situation, and what I'm going to go back and look at this footage now. But what in my memory happened is that the kid that I pushed slapped my camera first, and then I moved forward because he was right up in my face, and I'm saying step back, and then they were telling me that I have to delete the footage. Now this is footage from before. This is footage where we've had conversation, but with this kid where he now half an hour later, I can't remember how long later, he's come to me, I don't want that footage on. I don't want to. Now this is what controllers, little Hitlers, go around telling me, is that I find this in the street. I've had to pull a stream down before because people have gone, don't film me, and I've filmed them, and they've made a complaint to YouTube. So if someone comes to me in the main, I will want to film them because I think that's my right. There are 1 or 2 instances that hasn't got nothing to do with age. I try not to film little people, children, babies, things like that. But it's not about age. It's about someone coming into your space and telling you what to do. And what these kiddies couldn't get their head around, and this is what I'm saying to them, and I'm saying to you, is that I'm entitled to film in the street. I'm entitled.
Are you talking about the Salisbury incident? Are you talking now? Have you transitioned into the incident that happened most recently? Or are you talking about the one that happened a couple months ago?
The one that happened most recently is that these boys were saying, "You got to stop filming, or you got to get my footage off." And at no point had I actually.
All right, that would have happened after the initial altercation, correct? Did
No.
that happened after?
That caused the altercation. It was them insisting that
What I saw from my perspective that caused the altercation was when the kid in black told you to fuck off, and then you got in his face, and instantly the 14-year-old in the white shirt that got the bloody lip, it appeared he pushed you out of the kid's face.
No one got a bloody lip. I didn't punch anyone. Let's just get that clear.
I didn't say
hit
you
him.
punched him. I said he got a bloody lip. He
Well,
did get a bloody lip, objectively.
Well,
It's on footage.
I never saw that. I never saw that. I never
Okay,
saw
but
it.
either way, forget the bloody lip. The kid that appeared to have a bloody lip and that was complaining about a bloody lip is the one who appeared to push you away from the one in black who told you to fuck off.
The police would have had a problem with me if I hit somebody.
The police. Did the police see the footage? Did the police see the footage?
What these boys who are trying to call they called the police, right?
Did the police see the footage?
They're gonna say, "Listen, look at my lip. He punched me in the face."
Did the police see the footage?
No, but they spoke to the
Carry on.
witnesses.
So let's not speculate on what the police could have, should have, and would have done.
Well, actually, if there was, as you're trying to infer, that someone got hit by me such that they ended up with a bloody lip, I would have heard about that. We know that. You know that. But you don't want to.
Police know? You didn't say. You told the police that nobody went hands on, nobody got hurt, right? So the police are going off of what evidence they have. Your word. It's all anecdotal evidence. So that's why I asked if they saw the footage, if they saw the video. That's all. I asked if they saw the video. You seem to be getting very defensive about it. So I'm just asking for clarity.
No, well, they didn't see the footage, but if the witnesses there had said he's hit them, I would have to.
Right. The police said that you were well within your right to defend yourself because you told them that you were being intimidated and gang mobbed.
See, what you can't see when you're seeing it from the narrow lens of the camera.
All right, hold on. I'm going to interrupt. I'm going to want you guys to take like a 60-second break. I'm going to bring Patrick back up here. I want you guys we're just going to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We're going to bring Patrick back up. All right, let's give some commentary on this, Patrick. What are your thoughts so far?
Well, so far, we don't have any like proof of anything so far. Like we don't have the footage on hand, so we can't like backtrack through it and see what's going on, and have the perspective of Trinity explaining each situation. We're going off of what they're saying, and I don't really think that they're getting down to anything right now.
Let me ask you, do you agree that what Dave was alluding to, that Mitch has some type of intrinsic bias against him because of the Globe topic, and that or do you think Mitch is coming at this with more of an open-minded approach? Meaning to say, Dave, it seems as though at one point Dave was saying that the topic itself causes this reaction, but Mitch seemed to disagree with that. Mitch seems to think, or seems to be expressing, that it's not related to the flat Earth topic, that he's trying to take this on the situation as it played out as such. What are your thoughts there?
Well, I believe that Mitch is seeing things from only one perspective, right? He's seeing it through the YouTube window, so
right.
He might not have a global idea. Sorry for using the term global.
See, Pat, you keep doing.
Yeah, I know it. It's an old. Hey, man, for 40 years I was indoctrinated.
Oh, I love it.
How can you? It's like I
love you, Patrick.
Trip, man. What do you expect, man?
We all love you, Patrick.
40 years of indoctrination.
All right, let's let these guys back up. Let's let them back up.
All right.
Okay. In no particular order, I'm going to let them back up.
But just before you do, just like think of it this way: is like maybe Mitch should give a chance. Maybe this is why Trinity is trying to, build a background so we can see things from a more
right.
More
but Mitch knows. I know, but Mitch knows we're on a time constraint. I understand. Mitch, I'll let him talk. I'll just let them talk. All right. Much love, Patrick. All right, let's get him back in here. We'll get them both in here. All right, guys.
I think it's imperative that I'm able to demonstrate to people that when we're talking about this subject in public, it has been weaponized. And I don't think people realize how when Professor Dave gets 20 million views and Joe Rogan gets 100 million views debunking flat Earth, that it actually damages people further. You know, it actually traumatizes people. Let me tell you, until you go out and do the street activism, you will not recognize the level of vitriol and anger that can come from the public. And as I was saying earlier, I think that in the last 2 years since lockdown, people have all come, so many people have come to this idea that some people, anti-science people, are propagating this ancient and easily debunked, laughable idea. So I get a lot of anger, and
Could that logic be applied to your community as well? Because, for instance, when I come into your chat and I give a disagreeable opinion or perspective, it's essentially gang mobbing too. I mean, based on your standards. So you get called all sorts of names and.
Yeah, but you know, it's one thing to be gang mobbed online. It's another thing to be
Look, man, I don't know if you realize this, but I've been living out on the streets for well over a decade. All right. I don't carry the title activist, but I'm very active in my communities. I'm very active in speaking my truth, or the truth from my perspective. And so, like, this shit isn't new to me. Like, I've got on camera just last week of me making a methed out gang member cry just by speaking truth to him, right? And we hugged it out and we walked away. So there's ways, like, if I approached him a certain way, I'd be dead. But if I wanted to get through to him, I had to communicate with him on a certain level.
Yeah,
so I'm not really like trying to like compare.
I worked with a lot of homeless people and drug users and some of the worst people in the darkest parts of the city called Durban in 2021 during the lockdown, trying to advise people to, stay clean of needles and things like that. I lost my YouTube channel because of that. So this is a rebuild. So there's a lot of people who've seen me doing things in the public, and they know that I've been put in some testing situations, but, the need to be willing to defend or protect your space, your integrity when you are being harangued like that. What I was trying to explain to you earlier was the day before, I'd been harangued for about an hour by a group of young boys. And, when there's a gang of them, they think they can say and do pretty much anything. And this is what happened the day before. And I thought about it overnight. And I thought, you know what, if I'm faced with that situation again, I'm going to hold my own space. Because people coming right into your space like this to intimidate you, because that's really what it is. It shouldn't matter. Like, if someone's old enough to come into an old guy's face and go, fuck you, and whatever, I don't care what you're saying, I'm not going to step back. If they're old enough to do that, then there are going to be consequences. But everybody, once that happens, oh, the little boy, that's the cupcakes in you. You and your pal who phoned in now, little cupcakes going, oh, the little boy.
I just looked at it. They came to you.
Oh, my wife I've never watched that footage. My wife just watched the footage back, and she says it's clear they came to me. So I can
replay it. That's convoluted. That's convoluting the situation, because the three kids that the interaction initially started with, you objectively approached them. And then when they kept walking, you kept following and you were hollering at their backs, right? And then they turned around and they talked to you, and then more people approached. All right, that's what I saw. So the interaction, from my perspective, went sour when the one in black, who wasn't amongst the three originals that you were talking to, the one in black showed up and told you to fuck off, and there was, I believe, another one saying you're not allowed to film me and stuff like that. So that's what I saw.
Well, let me tell you this: that's what started this. Actually, is that he slapped my phone, and I don't think you guys can see that because it's outside of the camera. Him coming in from
you would see the phone move.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, thank you. Well, thank you. That's the phone getting slapped. So at what point?
Well, I didn't say you did. I said you would. And when I saw it, I didn't see that. I saw, and I can pull it up. I'll pull it up right now. I have the timestamp. It's at 3 hours, 37 minutes. So if anyone wants to pull it up, we can look at it. And and then it's not my word versus yours, but what I saw was the interaction went sour when that kid told you to fuck off, and then you got up in his face.
Yeah, I mean, when the phone got slapped, it came unplugged from the battery pack, you know, in that moment. But what it seems, obviously, from
Did that happen after he told you to fuck off or before?
I think they all happen at the same time. Yeah, I think
that's impossible. It didn't all happen at the same time.
Did you see my hand there? Did you see my hand there? There it is there. You can't see my hand coming all this way, so my phone gets knocked out of your view for that split second. That's him slapping at my stuff. That's him trying to break my stuff. That's him so close in my face that he's actually slapping at me and telling me to fuck off.
Right.
And
so Mitch, hold on. He's saying that there was things happening off camera. He's
right. Who slapped their phone? The kid in black, the one who told you to fuck off.
That's probably, like I said, I haven't watched it back, but that's
Dave, it might have been the kid next to him, dude. There was a kid when the kid who told you to fuck off. He wasn't the kid that put his hands on you. That was the kid next to him. He might have been the one that slapped the phone. We couldn't see it off camera. All right, look, guys.
That's what started it. Actually, was the physical action, because I was still saying to get back, and that kid was slapped my phone, and that was the first physical kind of movement of that sort. And then after that, there was 1-2 pushes, and then it was kind of all over. And then, you know, de-escalating was really what I was trying to do from then. And I certainly wouldn't have called the police on that situation, but I had to obviously deal with them. And they listened to my story, and of course listened to the other guy's story, and they said there's no charge. I haven't even heard back from them. They were going to email me something, but a number. But I haven't, you know, none of that, you know. And the thing is like I said, is that what I noticed was that the adults who could see that one man was being ganged by about 10 kids at that point in time, you know, because you can't see how many people are around me when you're only watching through this 90 degrees of the picture. And I can see and hear things that you can't see and hear when you're on that side of it. But, and then really you didn't.
Let me jump in. I'm going to
started all the physical action.
But when that grown man walked up to you, you instantly stopped and walked away. All right,
Mitch, I know, hold on. Hold on. Listen. Hold on. I appreciate you guys. You both stood up here. It took balls to stay up here and do what you guys just did on both ends. So I'm going to tip my hat to both of you. And then I'm going to give my commentary with you both here. Mitch, I'm going to have to say on your end that it appears that you tend to have issues with almost any presenter here on YouTube, whether it's me, the Unslaved One, Yurt Fellow, our friend Trinity Dave, even OTW. You seem to have a adversarial relationship with everybody I just mentioned.
Hold on.
I don't. Hold on,
That's
Mitch.
correct, but that's a very small. That's a very small number of actual content creators or YouTubers.
My point is, here's the thing. It seems like every content creator that I'm aware of that you and I share some type of association with, you have a lot of problems with. So I just want to point that out for the audience, is that this seems to be a common theme for you, is to, for lack of a better term, have these adversarial relationships with all these creators. So I just wanted to put that out there. Now,
yeah, I'm happy to respond to that if you would let me, because I came to YouTube for a completely different reason than you did, right? So, and then when I started losing my channels and started getting the truth attacked by people that were YouTubers, I started realizing what YouTube's about. It's about monetization and truth pimping. So yeah, anybody that's claiming to be speaking truth and to be presenting truth, and there's discrepancies in that. Look, the truth welcomes criticism.
Hold on, Mitch. Hold on. I got to wrap this up, Mitch. I got to wrap it up on that. But by that logic, it seems like anybody who is here for any sort of monetization, you're automatically against. So that's going to put.
I'm not against. I'm skeptical of.
All right, fair enough, Mitch. But you know, that's your opinion, dude. But that gives you, to me, that gives you some type of inherent bias against creators. So okay, whatever, dude.
No, it's an inherent bias against folks asking for welfare, for public welfare, coming to the public to replace their burdens and asking for welfare. That's it. There's ways to make money. There's ways to make money on YouTube. There's ways to make money at an honest living. There's charity is a big part of our problem.
All right, Mitch. I could argue with you, but it's not going to. But anyway, Dave, I'm going to say this. I would agree, man. You're in a situation where these kids seem like they were getting into some type of like group think mentality, dude. That's why I called them Clockwork Orange boys. It was almost like Lord of the Flies, right? Dave, it's like you see these kids get into this group think attitude, and I think young men of a certain age tend to do this. They get a pack. It's like a pack-like mentality. You know what it reminds me of, Dave? I've seen these things on YouTube where somebody would be, say, hiking or riding their bike through the, like some random place out in the middle of nowhere, and a pack of dogs, like these wild dogs, get together, and there'll be like 30 dogs, and they pack up and they kill people, right? So yeah. I watched these boys take on a pack mentality against you. So Dave, I don't want you to think that anybody on my side or people who kind of think a certain way are kind of coming against you, because we realize that there was that mentality.
Do flat earthers not take a pack mentality against folks that aren't
Mitch,
sold on?
You can have that perception, Mitch. We're not trying to sell anything.
All right. The only other thing I would say is when that grown man walked up and got in the middle of the situation, Dave instantly backed off. That says something. And right before that, when the grown man asked Dave not to film,
but you could be looking into something. You say that says something, dude, but you could just also be spinning a narrative, right?
What does it say to you? What does that say to you?
Remember, let me answer that. Remember that at all times I was trying to say, back off of me. Then I get my camera slapped, and that's when I push the guy back. And then I get pushed again. I don't know that I push anyone else or that guy back. I step back, because guess what, guys? I'm not trying to have street brawls. I'm not trying to have street brawls. And that's, but there is a point at which, when someone's right in your face. Now that other guy coming to me wasn't looking to have a fight with me, and I was, I was keen for that situation to de-escalate. I didn't really see that I had and my friends hadn't noticed it, so, they hadn't only joined like later on.
Look, fair enough. I got to wrap this up, guys.
But yeah, I mean, I will say that this though is, I think, part of a hidden anger against a certain thing. And what, because youngsters are so used to adults telling them what to say or think and so on. And so here's another adult saying, no, this is bullshit. Right. But I think you cannot overlook the impact of the disinformation campaign against Flat Earth. That this has weaponized them. Because if I was out there offering a different topic, this would not be triggering people. But until you guys go out there on the street and stand there and tell people that the Earth is flat, you have no idea the amount.
You're being controversial, man. You know it.
I know.
So, Mitch, it's not. We understand it's controversial, but it's the topic itself. It begs the question, why is it controversial, Mitch? Isn't it about science? We're not talking about beliefs. It's not like arguing religion, dude. We're talking about objective reality and try to define it. We're talking about.
It's not objective reality. That's intellectual honesty.
No,
I just want to say that. Okay, Mitch, but you're making a false pretense. All right, sorry, but it's not objective reality, man. Because he even told the cops, he said, I'm out here sharing the truth. And then he corrected himself and said, I'm sharing truth from my perspective. And that was honorable.
Right. Fair enough. Okay. Mitch, any final thoughts for the audience today?
Yeah, I did have a quick question for Trinity. But it slipped in my mind.
No, we got to go. Good. Just give your final thoughts.
All right. My final thoughts are, I don't know. I don't have any final thoughts. I would like to continue this conversation.
Well, if Dave's up for it, maybe we'll do it at a later time.
Cool. Thanks for trying to facilitate it and tolerating my communication issues. But I know I suck with whatever. But I'm passionate, and I'm not going to waver from the truth for somebody else's beliefs. So thanks for having me up, Z. Thanks for trying to share your perspective, Trinity.
Thanks. And I think that's what will happen, is that people their truth is that we live on a globe. Their truth is that we evolve. and for them to have that challenged in such a stark way, which is why I use Earth is flat on the pavement and stuff, is because it does trigger a reaction from people. For me, even though you may not agree with this, for me, this truth is so important to mankind that we are only ever going to evolve or improve our situation. And by the way, I've been at war, so I'm not someone who is a wallflower. I've been at war, and I don't want for mankind to continue to be at war with itself. And I know even in the flat Earth versus the non-flat, other types of models, there is that war going on. Even in flat Earth, there is that war going on. And I don't want that. I want to be out there in the street giving people good information in a way that is loving, that is a way that is enabling, and so on. But the truth is, until we get smacked in the face with this truth that we are, perhaps the center of creation, that whatever the creator is
what
in
we're
us.
doing, Trinity, we're basically challenged to their identity and the fundamentals of how they see themselves in relation to this reality. So you see the triggering. But go ahead, Mitch. You seem like you wanted to say something.
I just want to say one more thing, man. I just want to ask you, yes or no, Trinity. Do you think you could have handled the situation any better? That's all I want to really know.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, man.
I think that I think
we may be on the same page then.
I think that
much love, Mitch. Much love. Much love. Hold on. We're wrapping it up, Dave. Maybe that's a good place to end it right there. Is that we realized that we could all learn. I mean, I learned a lot from this situation because Dave. I want to go out and I want to do activism. I look at the activist guys. I look at like Witsit. I look at Joshua from Authentic Intent. I look at you. And I agree with Meldome when he says Dave is a legend, and Dave, you're out there kind of creating a pattern that we can all follow. You're making the mistakes that we could all learn from. And isn't that what true leaders do, leaders in community? So I would agree with Austin that say Dave is a legend.
Thanks, bro.
But I think this was valuable for everybody. And I commend Dave and Mitchell for getting up here, being able to communicate as men and have discourse, even if it could be difficult sometimes, because we all get emotional. But I would implore people that when we look at anything in life, try to look at things using logic, reason, try to be accountable for our behaviors and things like that. I think this was a great experience for everybody here. So any final thoughts, Dave, before I let you go? We'll talk more in the future, dude. And a bunch of people dropped links to your videos and stuff in the chat already. So go look. If you guys are inclined, go check out Dave. Support Dave, man. He's out there grinding it out in the streets. It's easy for us to be armchair quarterbacks, everybody, and critics. When you're not the one doing it, we can slice things apart. So I just want people to take this for what it was. All right. Any final thoughts, Dave?
Anyone who comes out with me, will know that wow, that's a tough day. Going out there and enduring that abuse. Although you get some beautiful conversations, you get quite a lot of abuse, and that's easier to watch. It's much harder when it's actually in your face. But in terms of me learning from the encounter and could I do it better, I would say that I always, in most encounters that I have, fortunately they don't end up like that normally, but most encounters that I have, I'm trying to think, how could I have done that differently? Because the last thing, truly, like I said, the last thing I want to do is incur violence, police, all of that kind of thing. But at the same time, I do need to not be a pussy. I felt the day before, I'd allowed these boys, right into my boundary. And
I noticed that, Dave. They started like fucking with all your property. Like they started messing with all your which is a violation. They actually broke the law. Like they broke because you had property that was obviously yours. It was established that you were there. It was your property, and they were violating it. They were walking on it. They were doing things to it. They were touching it and ruffling your stuff. So they were destroying your property. So
and I was walking meters away from them, and they would just tail me and then wrap around me and then circle me. And then I'd walk down the other way, and they'd do the same thing. And eventually, I was like, I've got to pack up here. I've got to walk away.
All right, fair enough.
And so,
much love, Trinity. Hold on, much love, Trinity, Dave. I'm going to let you go, dude.
All right, man.
Much love, brother.
Thanks,
we'll talk to you again, dude. We'll talk to you again. All right, man.
Thumbs.
Good showing today. Right back at you, homie. I'll give you the FEB thumbs. Much love, dude. Let's bring Patrick back up. Well, OTW, I found that fascinating in a lot of ways. I think it was a win right there. For what it's worth, I think just watching those two kind of discourse had its own value. You know, what's your takes? And we close it down here. You're muted.
Well, I'm glad that. Oh shit! No, I'm not. Testing 1 2. Mic check.
No, you're back. You're good now.
All right.
You're back.
So
yeah,
I'm glad that I forgot his name. Damn it.
Dave.
Not
Mitchell.
Dave. Mitch. Yeah.
Mitchell.
It. Sorry.
Yeah.
I got a blank there. Yeah, I'm glad that Mitchell came back up and ended it on a good point. Actually, that was good. So you know, I would invite the gentlemen, if they would like to continue their conversation, over to my live stream, if ever they would like to hash it out again or continue whatever they were doing. So that would be my final word. That was all right.
Much love, Patrick.
Mic check. 1 2.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. All right, dude.
All right.
OTW News, everybody. Go check them out. Patrick, you're modded up now, so you could drop a link to your show because you're modded now.
Cool.
So feel free. All right. Much love, dude.
All right, I'll do that.
I'll give my final thoughts. You know, we're over time, everybody, but I think it was worth it today. I like to do a hard stop at 9. But I think today was valuable. Shout out to both Mitch and London Man and Melodome and OTW News for coming up today. Who else came up? Snafu Snaps came up, lent his voice to the conversation. Yeah, I appreciate everybody. We'll do it again, guys, tomorrow. Same time, same place, 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget, London Man was going to be doing an exclusive interview with me Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, which is London time. Friday evening, folks. Make sure you're there on the London McLovin channel. Let me drop a link for the London McLovin. I'll drop a link right to my, if I can, right to my interview. I'll drop it now. Yeah, so London McLovin, he'll be interviewing me for like an hour. So I'm really hoping he does like a real interview, man, where he kind of does the whole thing. And then I think the plan is then after the interview portion, he's going to open up the panel and you guys can come up. So I just dropped a link to that interview in the chat for anybody who's interested, who's either listening now or through the replay. But much love, everybody. Check you guys out tomorrow, okay? Peace and love. Guys, like and share the show. Like and share it. I don't have any algorithm help. Like and share the channel. You know, maybe you have 200 YouTube followers and you really like the show. Just share it out. Just say Z Show's where it's at. Right, Meltdown. All right, everybody. Much love. See you tomorrow.